episode, so I would say
Welcome to the first episode of None of This Really Matters. Um, this is just me speaking about whatever I want, and I have Rob, my brother-in-law, as the producer. Also, my sister Amanda is in the room, and this is just gonna be a bunch of bullshit because none of this really matters.
yeah. Would you say that this is a cultural podcast or is it just an interest podcast?
Both.
So you will be speaking of current cultural events.
Definitely current events. That'll be event as the episodes go on. I want to talk about, obviously like shit, like if someone dies or if a movie comes out or if
Definitely movies.
like politics, not politics. I don't want to talk about politics. We're good.
Stupid.
We're good on that. There's enough of that going around.
I'm just gonna say if they.
I'll talk shit about people talking shit about politics.
Just assume my political. They can assume your political, not mine. They can assume your political stance by your outlooks on life.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Let them.
It'll It'll speak for itself.
Kind of like Joe Rogan. Like let them decide what you are.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say, but build the wall. You know what I mean? I'm just kidding, but
you're allowed to make that joke. I think you can do that.
Keep that in there.
Yeah, for sure. Don't say keep that in there.
Yeah, you got it. cut. Keep that in there.
We're gonna keep that in there. We're gonna keep this whole part after your intro. We're keeping all of this.
Fuck.
It's great content, man.
All right. What were we talking about?
Because when you're on episode 200, God willing, then you'll be like, man,
that was stupid.
Yeah. Or hilarious. Maybe you'll get so serious at some point you'll be like, man, I miss the old days when I used
to not give a fuck.
Yeah, when I used to be bad at it. Now you got guests and shit.
That is a goal too. Because obviously now doing it by myself is weird. But it'll definitely be easier. It's easier right now talking to you guys. But
I mean, I guess in essence is a solo pod regardless.
Because how I thought of it was like Flagrant 2, how like Alex Media talks.
Yes.
That's how I want you to talk. Is like,
or what's that dude with Theo Vaughn?
Nick.
Yeah. Just like a producer, kind of like they kind of keep everything.
They keep everything going.
Yeah.
Like they're not like creating the topic and going on the topic.
I'll be your wall to bounce off of.
Yeah. For sure. That's what I want. That's why I said, can you be on your phone? Can you?
I'll keep your thought. I'll definitely fact check you.
Yeah.
And one thing, if I
I'll be like, hey, Google that, just in case I'm not talking out of my ass.
Because
which is gonna be 90% of the.
Person talking. I don't want to be that close. Jesus Christ, sorry.
Yeah, am I loud?
No,
hey, turn me up.
Hey,
turn me up.
Move the mic. You're perfectly fine.
This is like a fidget.
Actually, do what you want, and I'm gonna mix it anyway. Be comfortable.
Yeah, this is a fidget.
I tell people all the time.
This is a fidgeting.
Yeah, people do it all the time. They sit and they move their mic around.
Because
mix it.
And what I'm gonna talk about, obviously current events, movies is what I was telling Manda.
Please talk about movies, because
that's what'll make
cinematography.
That's what'll make these podcasts an hour long. Is me talking about one fucking movie.
Maybe it'll be a chance for you to maybe like use me as a board to talk people into these different types
movies
of cinema that you like. And most people watch movies like I watch. You watch movies that I stray away from.
Boring movies.
They're boring only in the sense of their not story. Only boring in the sense of their cinematography. Oh, you talking about this?
The cinematography is fucking great in those movies.
Now that I'm into it, I understand why. But most people, it's kind of like music. Like if you're not, remember how you said like I remember I told you I don't listen to music like that anymore because it's kind of like ruined my brain. Every time I listen to a song, we're not going to talk about that on here. Right, I don't want people to see me in a certain type of I'm just a producer, man. I'm not trying to be all up in the video.
All right, go. But electronic music? Pop music?
I like all of that.
Now you do?
Every genre other than country music I like.
Because I don't listen to hip-hop music anymore. Or I've taken a big break from it.
I think I've officially trying to get my brain wrapped around the fact that there's no such thing as a genre anymore.
There's really not. Because
because even the stuff you listen to, I'm like, that's hip-hop. Like there's elements of it.
Yeah, which is probably why I like it. Yeah. Like I'm now
like alt hip hop.
I'm now super into. Is alt hip hop Kid Cudi?
No, now
Like Man on the Moon 3. That's hip hop for sure.
it's a mixture. I
Like
would say.
but Passion Pain and Demon Slaying is
Man on the Moon 3 is a great project, and I think it is a great representation of all kinds of hip hop. Well, not all kinds.
because there's some like bangers, and there's obviously
There's
that
definitely bangers.
that one song with Skepta.
Yeah. I've never known Kid Cudi to make bangers. Honestly,
He has some fucking bars, especially on Man on the Moon 3.
Yeah, Man on the Moon 3 has really surprised me. I'm like, that's vinyl worthy.
But there's for sure, and there's some like there like 4 songs where it's reminiscent of like his previous album.
And I think that's why I liked it, because it made me want to go back and listen to, because I can hear
like
old Cudi.
Passion Pain and Demon Slaying is literally the top 5 albums of all time.
That was too emo for me at the time.
It's
But
fucking
I'm Southern influence.
it's so sad. It's a very sad album, but it's like almost it's one of those albums where it's like you literally have to be in the mood for it, and you like it's like no, I'm just, that's too sad for me right now. Or like even the positive songs that are supposed to really uplift you out of those sad states, it's like no, that's way too happy for me. It's like I need something, fucks like some ignorant trap shit, like Bobby Shmurda. Like Bobby Shmurda and like ASAP Ant is what I'll go to for hip hop. Like
and that's the thing. You go straight to like
the most hardcore shit.
I'll be like, I can't even listen to this shit.
Like hip hop.
I definitely
ASAP Ant is so like I've just recently got into his solo stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like the most recent, I think it's called Lil Black Denim Jacket.
I think he on the up and up for sure.
Like he has this song called Cartier AMG. That's my go-to rap song, and it's the hardest shit ever.
But you know why I fuck with him already?
He's from
yeah.
Is he from DC?
No, I think he's from Baltimore.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Because
sure he's from Baltimore.
He has like the Baltimore flag in his t-shirts.
The Baltimore flag or the Maryland flag?
Is it the Maryland flag?
Which color?
It's like the 4. You know what I'm talking about?
That's Maryland.
That's Maryland?
That's a Maryland flag. So he's probably from Baltimore, but they use the Maryland flag more as a representation than like we do, I would say, from like the DC metropolitan area. Even though the Maryland flag slaps, we're super proud of it because University of Maryland and
the Terps or whatever.
Yeah, the clothing of the Terps slaps way too hard.
Oh, the jerseys,
just everything. Have you seen,
all
like,
of it.
Even their basketball shorts is like that's an outfit.
That's pretty sick.
Like
they do have
like somebody my age. That's like an outfit.
What is their mascot?
The Terrapin.
Is it like a turtle?
Essentially, it's in the family.
Is it like a land turtle?
It's like I think a terrapin is amphibious. This is the times when we start.
Yeah, Google that. Fact check that. Do you want a chair, Manda?
They're a part of the Testudo family. That's the name of the.
Can you hear my nose breathing?
No. Don't worry about sound.
Okay. Oh, you got it. You got it. That's your job. That's literally your job. Okay, cool.
That's what I always tell.
Because you know,
I'm trying not to breathe right now.
You're trying not to breathe?
No, me.
Oh.
Because you know when like you have shit in your nose and you hear it's like a high sound, where it's like you hear like squeaking. You know what I'm talking? When you got like boogers in your nose, yeah, it's like a whistle in your nose. That's what I had for a second. Because I took a breath out of my nose and I was like, fuck, it's recording. It's really easy to forget there's a microphone right here.
Yes, it's the genus Testudo, and that's where tortoises are under.
A tortoise, that's land, right?
Tortoise is land. Turtle is amphibious.
So turtle can be on land too? That's right. We had a turtle.
I looked this up.
Buddy.
I know this without looking it up. Terrapins live in marshes.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Exactly.
Marshes?
No, a marsh.
A marsh? What's
a
that? Like
marsh.
a plant?
It's like a swamp.
Close.
Closer to a swamp. I think it's more landy, like more landfill than a swamp.
So
A
like
swamp is
like
more
damp.
warty. Yeah, oh, definitely.
Like
Damp.
a
It would
rainforest,
only
like a
be.
small
It would be where
rainforest.
we're from, like Maryland. That
Oh,
would
because
make
is it
sense.
humid there?
Yeah.
I gotta go there.
Yeah.
You know what I thought about today? I thought about for my 21st birthday, we're going to Magic City, right?
What?
We're gonna go to Magic City.
Are you talking about the strip club, Magic
Yes.
City?
Yeah, like a Ti music video, Magic City.
I don't think you. I don't.
We gotta go to Magic City.
You can't
For my-
start with Magic City. Have you been to a strip club before?
No, never. I want that to be my first.
That'll be your last.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah. You'll come back here and be like, whack.
No, because one, it's Magic City, but two, I want to make. This is gonna sound really like.
How much money do you plan on bringing?
How much should I plan on bringing?
If you want to go to Magic, you want to have a good time?
Like 10 racks, huh?
Jesus, I didn't say fucking.
Stripper bowl.
Yeah, no. You can bring like maybe 3 and have a good time.
Fuck, that's fine.
Put it in ones.
That'd be sick. Going to Magic City? Going to any strip club with $3,000?
I mean,
Wait.
They
What?
probably gonna have masks on.
Right.
$3,000 at Magic City
You ain't gonna be VIP at all.
compared to
That's very
$3,000 here at any.
If you threw $3,000 here,
People are gonna be like, "Holy shit!"
you're gonna turn into an escort service instantaneously.
It's like VIP for the month.
But what I was gonna do was, we're going to Magic City. It's gonna happen.
I mean, and I'm sure somebody's gonna be like 3 racks. You fucking broke ass, but I would
$3,000 is a lot of money.
I would think that
For
that's
you,
a
you'd
good
be
time.
$50.
Be like, I'm turning 21. This is $3,000.
Like I really should be putting this toward like college or something.
But fucking $3,000.
It's like 2 college.
Like
courses.
I could fucking buy a car off of that. Like a
It's actually
used
really sad. It's 2 college courses.
3,000.
That's only 2 college classes.
Is it
Math and
good college courses at Phoenix College?
Oh yeah, I'll be forgetting. Yeah.
I mean, it's
It's
only
like 250
I've never
a
been-
class there. Ain't
I
it?
mean at university.
No, 250 a credit hour. That's crazy.
If you go to ASU, that's probably 2 courses for sure.
2
courses? Like classes?
Yeah, bring them back with your mouth.
Fuck. Good thing I went to PC. Cause
There's a trade off to it. You get that stupid placard around.
I
your
met some
license plate.
bitches there too at PC. The baddest ones go to community college.
Always,
No-
man. I went on the community college website.
I'm so glad you guys agreed with me on that because
Yeah.
I could have been wrong. I don't know.
I went on the website. I wanted to like try some kind of message board and be like, somebody find this chick from the medical picture on the community college website, cause Shawty got it going on for real.
It's definitely like that where you're like
you're gonna be something in life.
because the baddest bitches aren't smart enough to go to university off scholarship or have money to go. You know what I mean? So the regular bad bitches go to community college.
What is regular?
Like realistically gettable.
Oh yeah, I guess if you're going to ASU, there's a type of guy that goes there too.
Yeah, where it's like, oh no, he's going to here to become a fucking doctor.
Yeah.
Like you don't go to PC like, oh, I'm trying to be a doctor.
Is there any male that's at ASU is going for something?
No,
very,
if you're a male, you're probably at best you're trying to become a medical assistant.
at PC.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Or
That's very intelligent though.
yeah, for
Thank
sure.
you.
Or dental assistant.
Some people go
Gangs.
that route. Some people will work their way up from a medical assistant to
All
a
the way to the
doctor.
fucking everything.
To a doctor. There's people who do that.
That's usually the plan for everyone. Which is
but until you become an adult, and most of the time it's like, I'm not spending that much.
you're like, I
money
want to
on
be a
school.
fucking dentist. Like I'm fucking solid at being a dentist.
Like I'm fine. Like this is fun.
Like I'll be all right.
I think the point is to always keep working until you get to where you're like, oh, okay, I think I'm all right.
I feel like it's such a characteristic, like a trait for girls. Like, oh, I'm a nurse, or I'm trying to be a nurse. I feel like that's definitely That's like a not.
She been a nurse for fucking 30 years.
Yeah, it's like.
Listen, being a nurse isn't easy though.
But
People
but
talk shit to you.
but the people the girls that try to, they're like posted on their IG of like them in the scrubs and shit. It's like,
Cause scrubs make I can say from experience, scrubs make a shawty look good.
thick.
You know, somebody tried to hit on your sister when she worked at the dental office.
I thought we were touching toes.
That made me proud.
Wait. I thought you were talking about our toes.
No,
Almost touched.
no.
You're like, that made me proud. That's pretty wild. I couldn't do that. Imagine me wearing scrubs. I'm pretty thick.
A thick boy.
I'm fucking.
You would definitely be getting hit on by all the women.
Dude, freshman year, there was girls telling me to join the baseball team. Isn't that harassment?
What does that even mean, join a baseball team?
Because the pants.
Oh, the pants. I asked the question and I figured it out.
Yeah. Because I was harassed. They were talking about my butt.
You
They're
weren't
like,
harassed. You were complimented.
I was complimented.
Let's change the narrative.
Complimented.
Sometimes there is such thing. If they walk up to you, I've had my penis grabbed before in the club. That's harassment. I'm serious.
Fuck. All right.
More than once, actually.
Yeah,
It's
that
just
didn't happen
not
to me.
fun.
They were talking about my butt.
That's fine.
They were like,
talking about your butt means they actually want to date you. That means they think you're cute.
fuck. I missed out, dude.
Right. You were like, you weird ass.
There we go. I'm good.
All right.
Yeah, they were like, damn, Nate, you got a fucking
Cakes.
dumper.
That's because you should have told them because I eat potato chips every day.
Yeah, like every time I eat a sandwich, got a fucking bag of hot Cheetos.
A sandwich? You mean anything? You
And-
should talk about that. As long as you talk about your quirks real quick. Let's talk about what makes Nate.
I don't do it anymore, but I will admit, for about 5 years, I was eating chips with fucking everything. Everything.
I remember you.
That's the secret,
I realized,
ladies.
me and Amanda talked. I was like, I've known you since you were 9. You're about to be 21.
For about 10, 11 years, I was eating chips with everything.
You were a snacker.
Because that shit was fire. That was like hot Cheetos galore. Takis for a minute. Dorito. You know what started it? Doritos.
Your inside. You need to go take some.
My insides
fiber.
are fucked.
You need to go eat some fiber.
What's fiber? Like what is fiber in? What is fiber in?
Okay, I was about to say. I thought you said what's fiber. I was like, you are so fucked.
No, what's fiber in?
Like raisin. Oh, prunes.
Fuck that.
Greens, solid greens for sure. Like kale.
There was a minute I was doing that earlier this year, or not this year, 2020. Fuck it.
We try to have leafy greens at least 4 times a week.
Fuck, that's a lot for me. I was doing it every day for about 2 weeks.
When was the last time y'all had greens in your house?
Hold on. Probably like a month ago.
Exactly. Exactly. That's terrible.
But other than, dude, I was doing Uber Eats almost every day.
How much money you got?
Enough. Do you remember that video where it's like, tell me you got money without telling me you got money? It's like, I ain't trying to, brag or nothing, but a bitch did Uber Eats twice this week.
Nah, high key, I did Uber Eats today for Wendy's. That shit was like $40. I said, like $20 is a lot for me because I order by myself. That's a lot.
I order by myself.
That's a lot, dude.
But I try to do as many items as I can and keep it under $20. Because even at 19, I'm like,
It's like Jesus.
fuck.
I at least go look in the refrigerator real quick before I press the accept. I'll be like, is there anything in here that I will accept eating right now?
There was, eventually I found it out. I was like, I'll just order a fucking hot and ready. Just eat all that shit by myself. I did that like twice.
Hot and ready's are only good when they're hot.
I know, I ate all of it right away. One time I ordered 2.
You ate an entire pizza?
Fire, a hot and ready pepperoni. I didn't eat all the breadsticks, but I ate like 3 breadsticks.
That's disgusting.
That's a lot.
When you're fucking hungry and you haven't ate shit all day and you eat it at like 4 o'clock.
You're talking to somebody who's perpetually high.
And you don't even eat that much?
No.
I was like, what the fuck is
You know,
going
there's
on?
kids outside playing at 11 p.m.
Paranormal activity. No, they're turning up over there.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They
It's
do that like
Saturday
once a
night,
month.
dude.
They do that like once a month.
It's not like the trailer park where they be turning up. Dude, they'll be playing fucking music all night, like extremely loud. But it's just like
They're
something.
trying so hard to get rid of that trailer park.
They're just like fuck
They're
it.
trying so hard to get rid of that trailer park. I know they are.
But they just won't do it.
Somebody's making so much money off of that. Somebody who bought that,
And that's
like,
a good area too. They could easily.
That's why they want to bulldoze. That's a nice ass area, and the stain on their neighborhood.
I know, dude.
It's the one little corner.
It's the corner of the block.
Those apartments where the hood is still look.
That's a
nice.
whole block. That's like half a block.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's prime. That's literally prime real
It's
estate.
like it really is the size of one house lot, maybe two, but they put so
they
many
put like
trailers
7
in there.
houses there.
They put so many trailers in there, and then they like it looks like a shanty town from Fallout, like where they connect
it looks
them
fucked.
together.
I had the cookie. I was watching The Office for the first time, and I remember Michael was saying something. Like he had like a little monologue, like a little mini monologue, a mini log, and he was like talking, and I remember taking it super seriously, and I was like, "Fuck." He just like said some shit right now.
He does. He has the tendency to do that some episodes.
Like the one, dude, I almost cried to the one where there's the episode where Michael goes out into the middle of the woods to like try to survive, like do the little fucking Bear Grylls shit. And then Jim is like in charge and tries to like fix the shit that Michael does already. And so Jim is like, you know how like they have the birthday parties of like, or like every week, like every Friday they have a birthday party for someone, even though it's not their birthday.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're just like, okay, birthday party this Friday, birthday party next Friday. It's like all of fucking 2 months. And Jim was like, how about we take all the birthdays, celebrate them one day. That's it. And it doesn't end up working out. And so Michael comes back at the end of the episode and is like, oh, you tried doing that all in one day? He's like, yeah, that doesn't work. Like I tried that. And he was like, and then they were like having a moment together. And then Jim was like, he said something and Michael was like, oh, that's what she said. And then Jim was like, why do you say that all the time? He was like, I just say that like, you know, when things get tough and like, you know, people are, you know, stressed out and like just to ease the tension to make everyone feel better. And I'm like, fuck.
People don't talk about how
he cares so much.
His character was such a nice character. He loved those.
He loved
people.
every single person in that
and
office.
All of them would take it for granted. So you know, episode. You know, I never watched The Office like all the way through. I did go and watch the episode where he leaves, and that shit made me sad.
Terrible.
It was so.
It gets you, dude. Oh fuck.
Because I knew how he was as a character, and seeing him leave.
Mm-hmm. And like you can see how much he cares about the people in that episode because he's telling them, "Oh, I'm leaving tomorrow," but really that day is his last day.
And he is heartbroken that he is leaving.
Yeah, he's like,
I'm getting sad thinking about it right now.
and then Jim, yeah, dude, fucking. He's like, oh no, tomorrow's my last day, but today was his last day. And then fucking at the end, and Jim's like, you're not leaving tomorrow, huh? You're leaving today. And he's like, yep. And then at the end when he's like, all right, I'll see you tomorrow. And then like, fuck, god damn it.
And I'm like, that joint got me.
When they both say that to it, they're like both like, oh, I'll see you tomorrow. And they're like, see you tomorrow. I'm like, fuck.
They looked at it, he said, see you tomorrow. Dang.
That shit got to me. All right. Anyways.
Yeah, I can't do it right now.
But yeah, there's some moments Michael can get deep, and I'm like, that's
why they make memes about him.
It's underrated how deep how like bars he drops on some shit.
And Dwight, I love his capitalistic mindset.
Mm-hmm.
He is the true epitome of capitalism. When he
like,
was separating the 2-ply toilet paper. And had his cousin
fucking cranking that shit to like make it.
He was like, keep cranking. He's like, no, stop it. He was like, you keep going right now.
And like when he disses people, he was like, you don't have any women, any children, or any land. And he's like, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's like this capitalist mindset with this like survivalist like mentality.
It's like he's in the medieval ages.
He wears the same thing
every single fucking day.
every
Which
single day.
isn't a bad idea.
It's one of the most. I've heard of people who do that because it's one of the
Like
most money saving things.
Steve
you can
Jobs. Steve Jobs did it for sure. He wore the black turtleneck.
do. I will say, if you are an entrepreneur, there probably is going to be a point in your life where you might be wearing the same thing every day. When I first moved here and I was wearing Walmart shoes.
You weren't wearing shit, dude. You didn't even get a haircut.
I know, dude. I look at those pictures all the time. I just be like,
I have a picture of you from the
couldn't afford it.
when you guys were moving out to Tempe
Mm-hmm.
the first time. When was that? September? That was like No, it was late in the year for sure because you guys lived there when it was cold. I remember that.
Yeah,
That's when I was bumping. I was in a Meek Mill phase because I was driving on the freeway all the time.
I know. Yeah, we moved there in like August or July because we were sweating.
Yeah.
No, then we moved here in August. Yeah, then we got evicted like 6 months later.
That's fire.
And then we got here and it was like August. And I was like, I'm never
I
moving in August again.
I remember.
I will pay month to month after August here and move in December.
You guys moved here in August,
Yeah.
late August, early September, because
And we did it by ourselves.
fuck.
Me and
Oh,
Amanda.
that's right. You guys had
Me
that
and
fucking
yours
minivan.
tester.
You put
Every
everything.
time Joe Rogan says he's turned on by women who work out, he was like, that bitch can deadlift. I be thinking about Amanda. I was like, she moved a whole ass couch
Manda
for me,
is
yo.
fucking buff. Like, not buff, but Menda's
She's
fucking strong.
I be telling people when they say she got the R word strength, and I was like, I understand.
Say it.
Strength?
Thanks, dude. Can you bleep that out?
I saw it in your face. You were instantly regretting
As
your
soon
face.
as it came out, I was like,
You stared at me right in my soul. You said, please be able to edit that. Yes, I can edit that for you.
don't.
We'll
Bleep it,
all
bleep
of it. We'll say I said R word strength. We'll keep it at R word strength.
But definitely
no, like,
don't
Amanda
put.
has moved mattresses with me. Like the only thing that she sucks at is actually moving. She's strong. She's strong, but she be pissing
The
me
actual
off. She's like, which way
activity-
you want me to go? I'm like, we're already walking. We're already walking with this giant dresser. You're saying which way you want me to
Like,
go?
we're moving right now.
Like, just go the way you're walking. My hands hurt. We're fucking moving a washer and dryer, and she's
A
like,
whole ass fucking appliance.
she's like, oh wait, and then she just like puts it down.
I do the same shit. I do the same shit where it's like you
suck
don't want to
it
give
up.
up. Like you don't, like you're so. It's almost an anxiety thing. You're like, I'm not gonna fucking let go because I'm not gonna look like a bitch right now.
I'll make
Like-
my fingers bleed before I fucking.
That's such a like a masculine like.
That's exactly what it is.
It's like ego. Like
Because when I
male
let
ego.
it go, I'll be like, why the fuck didn't I wear gloves? Like we were changing the tire the other day. I was so mad.
I was
dude.
literally I was humbled for sure. I was like, we can't fucking change a tire. It takes 2 people to change this one fucking tire.
Canola oil and a fucking hammer.
The canola oil, a fucking cooking item that you buy once.
See, a woman. That's always behind every great man is a woman.
That's
and
a
I'm
little
pretty
sexist.
great.
Canola oil? Are you talking about women belong in the kitchen?
Yeah.
All right.
firmly
Hey, I'm
believe
behind
that
it, man.
women-
I
firmly
agree.
believe that women belong in the kitchen if they want to be.
Yeah, dude, and recount the votes. I'm keeping it all in. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, keep retard in there too.
Definitely not that.
You gonna beat that out?
Leave that out too. No, keep all of it in. All the bad jokes, keep them in, but definitely not that.
For sure.
Bleep that out. But I can
So
see
what
men.
is your target audience with this? I think that's something you should think about before you start.
I was literally about to talk about Target right now because I can see Menda talking about her strength doing security. at
like
Target.
the
You know the people
Samoan
at-
girl from
You know
Best Buy?
the people up front.
She was like, boom, boom, like wouldn't let the dude run. That's an Amanda. When I saw
Like
that,
a
I was
fucking
like,
offensive
Amanda? I
lineman.
saw that video. I was like, Amanda?
No, I could definitely see Manda working security. Like, hey,
she got
the fuck?
she got a low center of gravity. I'll be telling people that Zoe tried to run into her and she just like bounced off of Amanda. I be trying to wrestle her, and she is not easy to get off her feet. I'll be like, God damn.
like Menda could definitely work security because there's a girl that already works security that looks just like fucking Menda, and I'm like, that's Menda again.
Again.
And I'm like, Menda could do this for sure.
There's so many Manda archetypes.
I'm like she evolved off of Menda.
Right, that's what I tell people. I'll be like, I look around and see like the stages of Amanda. I
Like
be
Menda. Like,
I thought she was so exotic when I first met her. And
you're
it was
like,
just
fuck.
I'm like, damn, I've never seen
like
somebody
fucking-
like that before. A white Mexican person?
It's
That's
like
crazy.
It's like Wonder Woman, the fucking Amazonian planet. Like everyone's like off of the same fucking gene. That's Menda.
Yes.
She's like the number one seed.
There's a Manda archetype. I'll be like, she is just.
And I'm like, that's
built for
Menda
survival.
again.
She's built for survival all day.
Like she'll
When the
fuck some
shit hits
people
the
up if it
fan.
has to.
When the shit hits the fan, our kids are gonna be just fine.
They'd be like,
Right.
because if Menda works security, it would be like, hey, the fuck is in your pockets kind of thing.
Mhm.
And then if they don't, they'll fuck them up. You know what I mean? At
But
least like
she
put them in
don't
a
even-
headlock or
She don't even
something.
talk a lot. She just be like, put her hands
The,
out.
all the in the eyes
And
and
she
shit.
got big hands too. They strong. Like, look at her wrists.
It's defined too.
It is.
It's like there's this. Mine's not that defined.
I mean, when we first started dating, she would punch me, but I realized then I was
There's
like,
always
she don't know
stories
how to
of-
play.
There's always stories of her beating you.
Da-
Not beating. I shouldn't say beating.
On this day,
What's why? What's up?
it has been confirmed that I've been trying to say this. How long have we been
No, because
married?
I've consistently
Almost
heard
11 years. It'll be 11 years in September we've been married.
it. 11 years. How
Yes.
old am I? 20. I'm gonna be 21.
Yeah.
Fuck.
We were dating when you were 9. I met you.
I was playing Call of Duty Black Ops
I didn't meet you when you were 9 then. I met him when he
when it was 10.
Yeah.
When he was 10. When I was 10.
When he was 10. You were finishing my sentence.
when I was 10. Because I remember when you got in the car for the first time off the airport, coming from the airport, and I remember it being a little awkward.
It was super awkward.
I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
It was super awkward because we eloped essentially. And that was the first time me ever meeting your parents.
Right.
And then how was that?
She eloped. I didn't. My mama knew. I love my mama. I said, Mom, I'm getting married to this girl. She said, you want to? I said, all right, cool.
That was the conversation.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember. I was like 9. Right, I was 10
Yeah.
when it happened. But
I remember y'all had the Jeep,
Mm-hmm.
and I got
A
in
Jeep?
there. It was a Jeep, like, whatever the heck that thing was called.
what was it? What?
Was it white?
I don't, honestly, it all blends together.
We've
been
had a
here-
million cars.
And I've been here so many times. I tell people, I'm like, I've actually visited Phoenix like 4 times before I actually moved here. They were like, why'd you move out there? I'm like, I've been there so many times.
Like, you know what it's like.
I actually kind of know what it's like.
And you've only been here during the summer.
Yes.
So like you know what it's
I
what it's
knew it
like
was
at its
hot.
worst point. Yeah.
Now, I didn't know how hot. Now I understand why you never booked a flight in August.
And I remember we bonded off of like Always Sunny. Cause that shit was hilarious.
Yeah, I
That
knew
shit is hilarious.
Once I realized you weren't a little shit, I knew we was gonna be cool. Once I realized you had discipline, like you weren't like, "Hey man," and you didn't like poke me in the face and shit.
I was.
Huh?
I'm not gonna lie. Like when Andy was giving tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when he gave Dad a I don't remember this, but Andy told me the story that it's what I did when I was little. So Andy was
How old is he?
same age as Titi, yeah?
No, he's like a year older than me.
So he was tattooing your dad when he was like 14, 15?
No, this was.
Oh wait, he had to be 19.
Yeah, he was probably like 19,
'Cause
20.
if yeah.
And he was tattooing my dad like in the dining room or in the living room or something. And apparently, I got his like like the Aquaphor.
Mm-hmm.
I put my fingers in there and fucking rubbed that shit on his neck, Andy's neck, while he's tattooing, and I ran away like a little shit would, and I'm like,
No,
and-
every boy is a
No.
little shit.
no, Andy told me I did that, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like,
that sounds so uncharacteristic.
like that
of
is
you.
not me. Like I was probably playing video games or something. And I was like, and then I asked my dad, I was like, did I do that? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, fuck, my bad, dude. Like,
Was he mad at you?
no, I don't remember at the time, but he was just like, oh yeah, you did that.
I'm
And I was-
trying to think. I mean, you still did like annoying things, but I think it's because I'm a little brother. I understood
No,
why you were doing it.
looking back, I was pretty annoying.
You were excited to see your sister. That's
Like,
what it was.
like Menda, honest opinion, scale of 1 to 10, how annoying was I? Living, like before you went to the Air Force. Scale of 1 to 10. You can say 10 if you want to. But that's a little exaggerated, so don't say
I
10.
think as a teenager,
Me?
no, me.
Oh,
as a
you,
teenager,
okay.
Like we have like a 9-year age difference, so
So you're like 15 and I'm like 6.
right. So of course I'm like, ugh.
Oh, that's like me being Zoe
Right,
and you're like 13 years old.
right,
Wait, no. If I'm Zoe, you're like 17.
right. So of course.
So you're a senior in high school and I'm in 2nd grade.
Mhm.
That's pretty fucking annoying. You're like, ugh, like I don't want to right now.
Right. But as an adult now and like a mom with kids that age, you're like, oh, you're just being a kid.
Okay,
You
cool.
had no one else your age.
That's what I was just about to say. Like I didn't have a sibling a year apart,
Right. Me and Christopher had each other.
but I had Josh though. Shout out Josh,
Right.
Time in this country,
All the
salute.
time.
serving our fucking country. He's jumping out of planes and shit.
They all do. They're nut jobs.
I'm like, he's insane, but he's I don't want to say he's only doing it, but he's doing it because his grandpa did it, and I'm like, that's
Is
sick.
he infantryman or paratrooper?
Paratrooper, like he wants to do that shit, and I'm like, that's fucking wild. Like, do your thing, but I would never.
I would never sign up to be infantry.
What's that?
Paratrooper is just what he is. He's a infantryman who jumps out of planes first.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, like infantry is on the ground, then paratroopers jump, then they're on the ground.
Oh,
They're like the predecessors to PJs, like the Guardian Angels, the Special Forces. It's whatever.
all right. Moving on.
Whatever.
But
I
yeah,
would only say that's cool because there is like, I guess because I'm a veteran, there's like what he's doing. There is a history to it. Like,
yeah.
Jimi Hendrix was a paratrooper.
I found that out recently.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't.
that is pretty cool. that
Did
he
you know
did
Adam
that.
Driver was in the Marines? Adam Driver is
The
Kylo Ren.
comedian?
Kylo Ren.
Oh,
He was in the Marines. Can't you tell
yeah.
now? Like
Once you
that
say it,
that in your head, you're like, oh yeah, I can see
I
it.
tell people all the time, veterans, when we get into the entertainment business, if you can apply what you learned,
Donnell Rawlings.
yeah, if you can apply what you learned in there to that,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I get bothered with myself sometimes because
You're like, fuck.
I'm like, man, I'm not doing the thing I'm supposed to do,
Mm-hmm.
but we do get
It's discipline.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get into
Like
it.
it's definitely like is it called obsessive personality?
It's not
Where it's like
obsessive.
if you do something, you're gonna do
They
it.
teach you drive in the military. Like
Mhm.
even when you don't want to, you learn that part. Like even when I don't want to, I do this.
Yeah. Like mind over matter.
It's all that because you have no.
That's
choice.
what the military is basically.
It is. That's what a PT test is because you don't want to. Who wants to take a PT test to keep their job? But you better run. God damn it.
All because when I hear about stories, especially from the twins,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, oh yeah, we were fucking hungover and we had to run like 10 miles.
That's the best hangover cure is a run.
And
You're
I-
either gonna throw up or sweat it out.
And they were in the Marines too. Like,
Yeah, see, I know myself. I'm not a military person. That's why I picked the Air Force for a reason. People be like, "Oh, yeah." That's exactly why I picked it. I'm smart, and I'm not gonna waste my body.
mental health.
Yeah, I'm not gonna waste. I mean, even though that was still compromised, like military, regardless.
All of it. Would
Because
you
I ended up going to war.
would you ever recommend the military to someone?
types of people, yes.
So
There's
not.
people I've told at my job. I'm
So
like,
you wouldn't
need
go up
go
to
the military.
anyone and be like,
Oh,
"Hey,
fuck
there's
no.
a good thing about."
I am a firm believer that we need to keep the military the way it is because you don't want those types of people in there. You don't want everyone in there because Americans are just Americans. Most Americans don't understand sacrifice. You know, that's why I don't think and that's fine.
Especially
that's
now,
the point of it. That's the point
when
of
there's
it.
not a fucking war going on.
When an American is not supposed to understand what sacrifice is. That's what you do. That's why you serve your country so that people at home get to live their pretty little lives without having to worry about somebody getting blown up.
Like, and how that's impossible now because of like the news. How everything is in the news now.
Yeah, everything is fear based now, so everybody thinks they're going to get blown up anyway.
And like, I feel like Kanye said this, but I feel like news, like like U.S. news and political news, especially like during the what do you call it? Election. During the election, I feel like that news should only be allowed to be viewed and heard about in the U.S. Like, it shouldn't be heard in Russia or, you know what I mean, the UK. Like, I feel like news about the US, like about the US election and shit that's going on here, shouldn't be available in other countries.
Well, see, the thing is, the crazy part about what you're saying is every country does it in some way,
it's almost
shape, or
like
form.
sorry, this is like family, it's like a family business kind of thing. Like, this isn't none of your fuck. It's almost like it's none of your business kind of thing. It's like you shouldn't be in our shit kind of thing. Like, this is our U.S. election. We're not like electing a president for UK or, you know what I mean?
Well, because that's a really tricky. I tell people, it's really tricky with America because I'm not an imperialist. I don't believe in that. I think there's a way to be peacefully existent on this planet as countries. But until then, you want to be the strongest. And what other countries do, we do the same way, just they trick us into supporting what other countries force. Like in Russia or China,
Like communism?
they have like an intranet. Like they don't have like communism.
Oh,
you know
okay. I know what you're saying. Like they have they have a curfew.
Yes.
Or like you're in Korea or Japan. I want to say it's in Korea. You can't play video games after like 9 o'clock or something like that. Like, you can only play video games in this hour of the day.
Yeah,
it's like something like that.
And there's something to say. Somebody said something about I can't remember. Joe Biden. He said something about their culture and why we shouldn't interfere in what they're saying or what they're doing against the Hong Kong. And I not that I agree. First of all, I don't believe we should be the world police. I don't think America. That's not
what the fuck
job. Every time something happens, everybody's like, send the troops, and it's like, you guys.
We're the fucking youngest country.
Yeah,
right?
It's like, yes, we are.
Like, the U.S. has been around for like 200 something years.
Way longer than that, but it's like 400 something.
Really? Nuh-uh. The U.S., the United States?
The United States. See, if you're going to count the first colonies, it's like 1600.
1776.
That's the United States of America.
What was before that?
No, wait. No, that's the Declaration of Independence. That's our separation from Britain. But before that, were the 13 colonies.
For how long?
About 100-something years at least.
So let's say 400 years.
Because Delaware is the first state. That's like 1609 or something.
Oh, fuck.
Like that.
Yeah. So like for the past...
Again, we have the internet. There's no reason why
why are
guessing.
You got it?
Nope, I don't. I don't know what I did with my phone.
It's right here. Or this is Mendes.
Whatever. We'll just say 1609 because who cares?
Let's just say 400 years. Apparently 1619 is when the first slaves came to the U.S. I know that for a fact.
Well, that's definitely after we had the colonies.
So 400. Let's say 400 something years. But I want to say 250.
Because 243 years old.
Okay, 243 years is
Well, technically, the United States of America in 1776.
that's the official
Yes.
Declaration of
Yes.
Independence.
Yes.
Literally. But anyways, the point is we're not that fucking old. Like relatively. Like you said
1607 is the first U.S. colony.
1607?
Yes.
Delaware? Or no? Or fuck it. Who cares?
Virginia.
Virginia?
Yes.
Shout out.
You have to care.
Shout
I
out
tell
Pharrell.
people that no, you can't be mad at the system if you don't know them. You gotta care. You gotta know that these people.
That's a fact.
Some of these people been here since 1607.
That's why I didn't know that.
Remember that there's.
I thought it was just
here.
1760 something we got here.
You gotta remember there was people who were rich before America was a country. That's where I'm from. There's people like that with that kind of money.
Did George Washington had a British accent, huh?
Yes.
Okay. I was thinking about that.
I looked that up the other day. I was like, oh yeah, George Washington actually was technically British.
He's like, all right.
He lived in British Virginia.
I'm British. Virginia? British controlled Virginia? Fuck. That's like Africa.
What?
Like, don't British people control Africa?
Like a very small part of it.
Oh.
Like the tip. The bottom.
South Africa?
Well,
South Africa.
If you look it up, they technically still own the Congo. I think they still own Papua New Guinea.
Really?
I think so.
I've heard some shit.
I look at a lot of Wikipedia at work.
But I remember I was thinking earlier this week, I was like, George Washington had a British accent. Like, for a fact. Like, he had to.
Sure.
Like, he was just like, nah.
Abraham Lincoln had a real N-word accent.
Really?
American accent.
Like Southern?
It was probably Southern.
He's from Indiana.
They're still country, though.
That's like Midwest?
Yeah. They still have that twang I would give them.
By the way, Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter.
I love that movie.
That movie's fucking sick.
I don't know why people hate that movie.
I showed that movie to my brother. And I was like, you have to fucking watch this. Because I haven't watched it in forever. But all I remember is when I watched it, I loved it.
Yeah.
I was like,
I thought it was going to be trash.
But I mean, I was little when I watched it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is fucking sick. And then I watched it with my brother the other week. And we were both like, this shit is fucking sick. Because my brother's into that. Like, vampires and witches and and stuff like that.
That's why we get along so well.
But, and I told him, I'm not, to be honest, it's like, I'm not against it, like, oh, that shit's trash or whatever. But I like more like, this has nothing to do with vampires. I mean, I guess it does, but like, I like more fantasy stuff that's more dragons, you know what I mean?
You like more medieval fantasy?
Shit, like Lord of the Rings, like Middle Earth type shit. That shit's dope. I fuck with that way, like goblins and like.
I like all of it.
All of it is like Skyrim. Basically, Skyrim. Anything in Skyrim is sick. I mean, there's vampires and werewolves in there too.
Mm-hmm.
But
which is actually really cool to find out. I remember finding out about the werewolf.
I was instantly like werewolf. And I'm gonna be a werewolf.
And I said, I don't even remember. I didn't
know there was vampires.
When I played it, I guess when you played it, it was like years after it came out already, right?
The first time I played it was, when did it come out?
Shit, like 2000.
I want to. Okay, I probably played it in like 2014.
Oh,
Played it on my own for the first time 2014, and then when you were here, like when you play it in phases, like you'll play it for like a month straight and then not play it for like 2 years, and like because it's a depression game, for sure.
When you're trying to you're trying to live a different life.
You're literally trying to escape reality.
Yeah. I don't play.
This is so sad.
Like since when I'm cooling, that's probably why I loved RPGs as a kid.
Like Ghost of Tsushima, sick, like that.
And now I have no space for RPGs. I couldn't even think about playing it right now.
It is so time consuming playing,
especially
Skyrim.
I'm like, I gotta make a weapon.
Damn, and that takes like 3 days.
And then you realize it's not as fun when you just gotta go. I'm not just gonna kill people and take their weapon. That's not as fun.
And the reason, like, how much time? There's no time in the video game. You can literally be in the middle of clearing a whole fucking cave, and you're like, oh, my weapons aren't good enough for this part. I'll fucking turn around, leave, do other missions, get better weapons, then go back to that same cave and continue.
It's so addicting.
And it's like,
and then sometimes you thought that was the end of the cave where you were at, and then you're like, no,
it goes way deeper.
There's a whole nother like mini mission. You meet a person down there.
You meet like 3 people in one cave. And it's like, okay,
like,
this is another.
Doing here?
This is another 5 hours to what I'm playing right now, like an extra gameplay.
And then I always want to kill them because I think they're weird. Because it's like, why are you?
It's
down
like,
here?
Have you ran into? This is gonna turn into video game fucking talk right now. But
one of your interests, then go for it.
Like there was the guy. I want to say the Khajiit. Which one were the Khajiits?
The cats.
Yeah, his name was like something the liar. You know what I'm talking about? And he's in like the middle.
He talked like that.
Yeah, and he's in the middle of the woods. You run into him and he runs up to you and he's like, "Hey, some shit." And then you're like, "Your name is something the liar." Like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Did you kill him?
I think so.
I think I ended up beating his ass.
But I remember talking to him.
Oh no, I think I let him go and then somebody runs up behind him.
And murks him. No, they get in a fight with like some wizards. Do you remember? Like some wizards pull up on him and start zapping him.
No, I don't remember that part.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. It might be different.
I might not have ever met this person because that's that kind of game it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember one time that Cicero, the dude from the Night Brother mission, the little jester dude who's like really weird.
I don't think so.
See? There's this whole mission.
It's the biggest game.
Assassin.
It's probably the biggest game in the world.
It's a mission called the Dark Brotherhood. You become an assassin essentially. And you
I think I did. I know that
you
group.
Get the horse.
Yes.
So you don't remember Cicero?
No. No, because my first time playing that game, I joined the Night Brothers.
Yeah.
But I don't remember everything from that.
Yeah. Well, he essentially gets mad because you're like the chosen one.
And then you got to go to that one place that starts with an A. And they have like a bridge. You know what I'm talking about? And the water goes under and the castle's at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot. It starts with an A, I'm pretty sure. But I remember going there and you have to kill the Argonians. And they're like under a boat. You know what I mean? Or they're like in the boat but at the bottom. Do you remember that?
They might not have been at the bottom of the boat for me.
But I remember going at the bottom of the boat, and one of the Argonians was leading me there, and then I remember like the Argonian was facing like the wall, like away from me, like the back was turned my way, and then it turns around and starts fucking trying to beat me up, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And so I died like 3 times trying to kill that person. But I wasn't too into the game to where I was like, oh, I'm not powerful enough or leveled up enough. But I do know there were plenty of times where I was like going through a cave or whatever and like, nah, I'm good. And then turn around and leave and then get better weapons.
Sometimes I would sometimes I would get so into a cave or something and I would get such a vendetta against the person who beat me.
Yeah.
That I would go and train for like weeks.
Yeah.
And I would just come back as one to hit them with the meanest.
Like you got the fucking
boom. Half your life is gone first hit. And bing again, you're down,
dead.
Bitch.
And it does the animation where you just fucking chop off their head or some shit.
Especially like a Draugr, like king or something like that. You know, and they can shout.
Yeah.
Fucking you up. I remember the first time I got shouted by a Draugr king, and he knocked me down. I was like, they can fucking do that.
They're like extremely powerful, like out of nowhere.
I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, when did y'all learn how to shout too? I thought I was
it's
the only one who could do that.
And like, I remember my first time getting killed by a giant.
Oh,
where
that
they
was
fucking
hilarious.
they send you flying.
I got stuck in this
in the sky.
The game just started loading. It was just like
it was just like fuck it, we're restarting kind of thing.
Because I was wondering what was going to happen. I was like, am I going to hit the ground?
Do you remember the mod room?
Yes.
They got rid of that.
They did?
I remember because I tried to restart again, and I remember trying to look for the mod room, and they got rid of. And I'm pretty sure they got rid of that. I was like, fuck. That was like the best part. That's what introduced.
The mob room was so fun because that was like my 4th time playing the game and I never.
And you're like,
that.
I could get the dragon armor And you're like,
I never even knew some of those armors existed in that game.
and you just got the best armor. Your health
even the armor from the DLC. I was like, you can make this?
Yeah, like the fact that like you don't even have to pay for it. Like you can just make it. Or for someone that was deeper, it's hard to believe that there's people deeper. You know what I mean, into the game than we were. Because even for me, it felt like I'm so invested into this fucking game. But then
there was one point before you saw me, when I first played Skyrim, I was one of those people. Like pre DLC, I could like go to work and I would come home and play Skyrim
right away. Nothing else. Nothing
else mattered in my life.
It was my senior year when I had senioritis, and I'm like, I'm not going to school today. I'm gonna play Skyrim today. I'm not going to go to work today. I'm going to call off and play Skyrim today. That's how bad it got.
All I want to do is shoot people with a bow and arrow.
and level it up so I'm good enough to shoot the skeletons on top of the building. Like, that's my goal.
So if I do have to fight somebody hand to hand, I'm taking most of, or I can break down the big boss with the arrows before I go beat
before
his
you
ass.
Pull up on him.
I'm gonna go beat his ass.
Yeah, that's literally how it was. Where my only goal today is to beat this level.
Do you remember the college mission?
Yes, where it's like a big ice like
storm.
Yeah.
I remember that mission verbatim. I love that mission.
It is really good. It's hard. It's super fucking hard.
Especially when you're trying to get the staff and you have to fight the dragon priest. Have you fought? You remember?
I think so. I think I did, yeah. That was towards the end of when I started to stop playing. Yeah. But I was at that part.
The dragon priest is, I can't even remember his name. I remember like, I had to go. I think I actually glitched it out. I don't think I ever actually beat it. I think I figured out some way to like hide from him and shoot him with the arrow. He couldn't find me.
What the fuck?
He would like see me. He'd be like, they would make the noise. He'd go, and he would make the noise. And I would run away, and then he'd be like looking for me and shit. And I'd be like, bow, 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 bow with the arrows. Just
I remember like you what are the Imperials and then the
Nords?
No.
The Imperials and
there's like two sides because there's a war going on.
Yeah,
in the game.
And they had the bear claw.
Google it.
They had the bear claw.
But I remember you you had to choose. Like you were officially going to be in the war. Mm-hmm. You had to choose. Like, are you part of the Imperial Army or the Stormcloak Army? And
the Stormcloaks were like the Vikings.
And I remember I chose the Stormcloaks or something.
Always.
And then I chose one of them. And you were like, oh, like, that means you're this kind of... Like, in real life. Like, oh, you're fucking this person, this person.
If I said that about you, you must have chosen Imperial.
I think I chose Imperials.
And I was like, you are about your money.
I think, oh, you're a capitalistic whatever. Like, as a person, like, you got to my heart. I was like, damn, dude. What the fuck? And you were like, I'm just kidding, dude. Like, I'm not...
But I was dead serious.
You were probably serious, but you were like, "Hey, hey, man, don't take it seriously." And I was like, "Oh,"
because I chose the Imperials 1 out of the 4 times I played, and I felt dirty.
I think I like even before choosing, like in the game. What does that mean?
That's that screensaver.
Is it still good?
Yeah.
All right.
I thought that it was just. I felt like they were racist. The Imperials.
Probably because
they just felt racist to me.
I was probably subconsciously Imperial because you were the one that taught me that gold isn't everything in the game, and I was heavy on like, oh, I need gold. This is worth a lot. I'm gonna sell this. I was so heavy on that, and you were like, dude, you don't need gold in this game. I was like, fuck. It literally changed my whole mindset on playing the game. I was like, gold isn't... I don't need gold. I can make this shit.
Why are you selling everything? Why are you trying to... You were going... Because that's what you were doing. You were going around collecting things.
I was just like getting a lot of gold. And like not even thinking about what I'm going to do with the gold. Probably buy another weapon to sell it again. It's like, that's Imperial. You
were trying to do eBay on Skyrim.
Like I was trying to flip swords.
Yeah, dude. And I was like... what are you doing?
And he's like, dude, you don't need gold. Why do you have so much gold?
And all the
You were
gifts-
literally like, why do you have so much gold? And I'm like, I don't know, because I need it.
Because it's like that means you weren't spending it on anything.
I
that
was
you
just like, I
needed.
need this shit for something. I'm gonna need it.
But you know why I asked you? You had a lot of gold and you were dying a lot, and I was like, it didn't make any sense.
It's like I had no magic,
You
no
had
stamina.
nothing. You just rich.
All
That's
I
what
cared
you
about was
were.
like, I'm gonna buy something.
I was like, this dude is a rich kid for real. He's like, I'm just gonna be rich. I'm not gonna do anything else.
And I was like, fuck, I don't know. I like looking back and I was like, why did I fucking
Not
do it?
even knowing most of the game's best weapons are from killing enemies,
And I was
like bosses.
like that literally changed. I was like, I don't need fucking gold. I don't give a fuck kind of thing. And so I just bought like shit, like the food and the metal, the ores and shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's what you need in the game.
But I really do. I do enjoy RPGs for that because I think it does say stuff about people.
Like really, like
I think it really did. If there was like a psychological test,
Skyrim is the game to play. Then it's almost like I feel like that's some Black Mirror shit.
and yeah, because it's like GTA kind of forces you into crime, so that's not. Really
It's like
fair.
it's like the name of the game is Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, it's like it's not fair.
Like no,
Final Fantasy,
dude,
is mystery.
Grand Theft Auto. There's some fucking psychopaths playing that game.
I love.
I don't
that
play
game.
like
I haven't played it in a long time.
because you know who played it. I'm not saying Josh is a psychopath, but Josh is probably a psychopath.
he
under
jumps
me.
out of planes and kills people. He's a psychopath.
He played Grand Theft Auto online with his brother all the time, and I was like, that's for fucking people who wear black Air Force Ones.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not about to.
My cousins used to do that. I used to be like, y'all really want to rob people in real life?
Like you
huh?
woke up and chose violence.
You
kind
want to
of.
rob people in real life. There's something that you enjoy about hurting these people.
It's
in this
it's
game.
crazy. Like it's not even like I feel bad for you. It's just like that's a thing.
There's a part of me that thinks that those people are real somewhere, so I feel bad doing some of the things.
Like the people who just fucking kill you and
Like
steal your
they're
car.
Yeah, they just.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm walking down the street and I just. And I'm just dead. He just hears,
And they have like
wasted.
what I really hate is the people who have the fastest car. They have all the customizations, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
I just imagine that they have nothing else better to do, and this is their solace.
And it's like or like Fortnite. I
I
never played Fortnite.
I played.
Or I
that
did
game
play.
for 2 weeks.
I played this the same. I played with one of my friends, and we got a victory. And I was like, I'm done.
I was like, this was way too much.
Did you play Blackout for Black Ops 4?
Why do I feel like I did?
It's like Warzone, but it was
pretty
for Black.
sure
It was
I
before
did.
Warzone, but it was the same exact thing.
Blackout. I remember they used to say that. Blackout.
Me, Josh, and my dad played that the fuck out of it, and we were obsessed, dude. Fuck, dude, I'm burping like a madman.
Yeah, because you're drinking soda.
But
That's why most people drink water on podcasts.
yeah, that's what I should probably been doing. Hand me that Powerade. I need to go pee real quick. Let's take a quick. Talking about. This is a quick jump about the Finsta. Did I talk about that?
Yeah, fake Instagram, but it's really them being real.
Yeah, it's like that. Just I was gonna say that destroys the purpose of social media. Like apparently this is the real you, but you're calling it your fake Instagram.
That's because it was never supposed to be about branding. It's just what it turned into. It was that at first. It was just people taking pictures of themselves and being like cute.
And then it slowly turned into like
Then it slowly turned into I'm an Instagram model. And it's like, what?
or even people who aren't even trying to be anything, just people on Instagram like they have like 8 pictures, post like 8 posts, but then they have a Finsta and it's like the real you, and it has like 300 posts, and it's like a bunch of random pictures of you and like you saying whatever you want, and it's like that's your fake Instagram, your Finsta. Like, why don't you just post? Because I post whatever the fuck I want on Instagram. I post it on my story, or or all I post now is my art, my movie posters. But on my story, I post whatever the fuck I want. Like, I don't really care what people think about me because I
You
don't.
gotta remember, Instagram didn't even have a story before. All that stuff was like in the past 2-3 years of Instagram.
There's a lot of people close to me that give a fuck about what people think about them, and I'm slowly going away from them, which is dope. because those people are terrible. They're like, or I hate the people who are like, I don't know if you, because you're old, like 10 years older than me, but there's people who are like, should I do this or should I do this? Or like, which one? Or like, what do you guys think about? It's like, who the fuck cares?
I
Like,
don't mind that question. I've never had a problem with those people. I just don't like when they ask it and then I tell them and then they
do it.
either don't do it or they just don't do anything. They do the opposite or they don't do anything.
But even shit like should I dye my hair red or dye my hair blonde? And it's like, why the fuck are you asking? Why are you posting? Like, I get like on a general.
You're talking about when they ask it on Instagram.
Yeah, like, or when they post about it, like, I don't know.
Yes, I do hate that. I hate that.
And it's just like, why are you posting this on Instagram? No one gives a fuck.
Or people
no one
who
fucking
like
cares.
Ask, like, hey, anybody in this area know the best? It's like
no, I understand.
You ever fucking Google shit?
Like, I understand.
Or Yelp.
Like, I understand recommendations. That can be okay.
Recommend it if you. I like when you post it and that's like, oh, I might try that.
Yeah, yeah.
Post and say, hey, what's the best? It's like, man, goddamn, fucking
like go somewhere
ask your
and
friends.
Try it. Yeah, like
go
text,
ask your real
go
friends.
text someone,
yeah.
go DM someone. Like,
ask your friends from the area.
I just hate people who not rely, but just kind of always put their personal shit out there and then ask questions about it. It's like, who gives it? Like, no one fucking cares.
There's a part of me that thinks they just want interaction for clicks.
But not even clicks. It's just for like attention, for like to like almost, how people do shit for endorphins, like they jerk off or they work out. I feel like people do the ask me a question, or people do the whatever, the Finstas in general, like they do that just to be like, oh, people are interacting, people are like viewing my shit, and it's like that's what's getting you off. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, why the fuck do you care about what people, you know what I mean, like, are doing? I feel like that's everyone's argument against social media, but now I really get it. Of like, no one gives a fuck about what you're eating or like what you're wearing today. It's like, yeah, that's cool, but if that's all you're posting and asking questions about, like, oh, is this cool? Is this not cool? Is this, you know what I mean?
Like, what do you guys think? Like, man,
I don't fucking care.
You don't care. Like, if you think, I get what you're saying, because it's kind of
like every now and then,
I want you to tell me what you like.
Like, this is your Instagram, bro.
Yeah, like let me say,
like,
yeah,
these are
that.
your interests. Like, and if I don't like it, I'm going to unfollow you. That is the premise of social media. You know what I mean? It's like, I follow fucking Mike Dean. You know what I mean? Because he goes live and does his fucking thing on the synths, and he posts shit about projects he's doing. You know what I mean? And you hear that playing?
Your mic is good, because I'm like, how the fuck?
That's good?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, yeah, it's catching that?
Yeah.
Damn.
Because I can hear it in the headphones.
But, yeah, I follow Mike Dean. Fuck it.
We know we gotta leave it on because it's light. Because you're recording, so we gotta leave it on.
Oh, dude, I forgot about that.
That's the thing about lighting.
I was looking at Manda right there. That I didn't even look at the fucking camera.
I forgot lighting and shit be hot.
Fuck yeah, dude. But we'll get used to it probably.
Yeah, for sure.
But what was I saying? Oh, I follow Mike Dean because he posts about shit he does. He doesn't give a fuck about what people comment or.
He's been the same person that we've seen
forever.
For 25 years.
Like, he's not one change. He's just been doing his thing always. And it's like, that's just an example of like people doing whatever the fuck they want on Instagram, not giving a fuck about the interactions. They're literally doing it to post what they do. And like, just fucking their thoughts and their, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Their experiences, their shit. You know what I mean? Not fucking, oh, you like, what do you guys, should I do this or should I do that? And almost relying on like interaction with people that follow them. And it's like, that's fucking insane. Like, that's sad to me. You know what I mean? Because it's like, me, what I post is, what do I post? What do I? You tell me what do I post? Because I don't know.
You post what you said, your interest, what you do. You don't really post.
I don't post personal shit. Someone
No.
just told me that. They made me realize. I was like, I don't post about like I don't take pictures and post them on my story. I rarely do that. It's only like sharing like a post on my story or like some.
You do that thing that I see a lot of artsy people do. Where y'all just share like random pictures.
Yeah, my brother does that too.
Yeah, y'all both do that.
He's the only one I know that posts.
Lot of artsy
only because he
people I
posts
see.
the good shit.
I see like
that's how I notice it.
A lot of people in that vein of like that streetwear. Like culture. I'll see a lot of like Johnny Shipes. I'll see him do that sometimes, or like even like YG Addy will do that sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Lulu P or like their manager AMX Plug, he'll do that sometimes. Like it's just like I don't, but I've always wanted to know what that's about. Like
and like random shit.
Yeah,
it's like it could be architecture or a car. Or
what are you doing it for? Are you trying to share it with other people? Like, hey, I like this.
Almost as if it's a portfolio for my personality of like, this is the shit I'm into. Like, I think it's almost like, hey, I think this is dope.
I think for a creative, that is good to share there.
It's like, if you want to get more of a taste of my creativity and my art, and that's not a way of looking at my art directly.
Yeah.
Here's the art that I like. That's why I share music on my story. That's the main thing I share on is just I post a song that I'm listening to on Spotify or whatever.
That's how I be knowing you sad.
Like, hey man, you feeling all right?
Yeah.
Type shit.
That's what I say. It'll be like, yeah, y'all sad people.
Because it's like I'll post a song, which is mainly what I do, or just random shit. Like I said, other art. Like it could be a picture of a fucking stairway or a photographer's picture or a car or anything, really. Any shit that I'm into. It's basically because this is another piece of me. You know what I mean? Like doing a fucking podcast. Like this is I label myself a graphic designer, but this is another way of getting to know who I am.
Yeah. That's why I even have a podcast. It's like you gotta I guess I look at it as how I want to know my creatives. Like we want to know our creatives as people. Like, I don't want to know you as a performer.
Yeah.
I want to know what makes you create the way you do.
Because like that's what I was just talking about, listening to podcasts in general. Like Joe Rogan, I was talking about Joe Rogan's podcast, and like he gets like Tony Hawk on there, and he gets like everyone you wouldn't even think of.
And
like
questions the Undertaker,
like Edward Norton, and like everyone.
That was a good podcast.
Edward Norton is probably my favorite interview.
I like how really kept it about the Hulk, because I've always seeing this stuff like that's why I
like
Joe
Joe Rogan asked the questions that everyone has in their head,
and it's a straight up question.
He's definitely
what happened with the Hulk. And
like, hey man, they kind of fucked that up, huh?
Yeah,
like yeah,
and Edward Norton goes like, no, not really, man. Like I wanted to write.
Yeah,
and just said no.
That's how I found out. Like, Edward Norton wanted to make the Hulk movies, and they were like, no, like that's not what we're trying to do.
And I think that's best.
Because Edward Norton is a little.
He's not a lighthearted person.
He's a little pretentious.
His roles have ever been like lighthearted roles.
He's definitely one of those hardcore creatives.
Yeah.
Of like Edward Norton believes in his art a lot because he's a fucking great actor. He's so good.
I do like.
And American History X, that's one of the best movies.
Even in the Hulk, he was a good.
He was really good.
Yeah.
Like American History X, I forgot who directed. No, he didn't direct that. I forgot who.
He?
No,
dude, I can't remember the dude's name.
He's like homies with them. Yeah, look up who directed.
It was that weird name.
American History X.
It's like one of those artsy names too.
But I remember Edward Norton, dude. American History X is like almost Shakespearean.
It was written by David McKenna and directed by Tony Kaye.
That's probably who it is, Tony Kaye. Yeah, Tony Kaye.
Because the curb stop scene is the most brutal
that shit
scene I've ever seen in my life.
I was like,
not ever in my life, but that was what I think for a lot of people that may have gotten you used to It had nothing to do with race, just savagery.
It was just absolute.
It was
It
absolute.
had nothing.
Hate.
It was nothing to do with race, which is why I loved the movie. It didn't like white versus black. It was like absolute anger.
It was
And-
pure rage.
And like that's why I say it was like Shakespearean. It's like a Shakespearean movie because it's like that's all it is about this one dude changing his ways. You know what I mean? Like everyone knows him as this angry, like the leader of the fucking white supremacists in the city, and then he goes to prison, comes out, and he's 180. And it's like,
I mean, I guess getting raped by
Yeah,
your own gang would really do that. That scene is stuck in my head. That was my first time seeing like a prison rape scene.
I was like 8 years old seeing the curb stomp scene.
And I'm just like, this
That-
man is banging this dude.
Dude, that like, what do you call it?
It like
Embedded
yeah.
itself like right
The
onto
curb stomp was like,
It's like because they show. I almost hate saying it. That's how much it hurts. Like they show the teeth going on the concrete, like a close up, and I'm like, fuck. Like they're showing this shit,
even when they pan out, you can kind of see
like it happening,
like
like all the detail, like it's terrible. Like it's such a good.
When the
movie.
cops show up and he's like smiling,
He's like, fuck. This is what I do.
He's like, yeah, I'm so happy.
Like
His girlfriend's like, get him.
And he's like, oh, fuck, it's good, dude. American History X. Like, that's a must watch. Like, because one time me and my dad went to a pawn shop on around 35th Ave in Bethany. I forgot what it was called.
Yikes.
But it was a pawn shop. And we were going to a bunch of different pawn shops that day, but we stopped by one. And I went to the restroom because I really needed to pee. And by the way, I'm like 12 years old, 13 years old. And I go pee in the restroom and they have a huge American History X poster with Edward Norton with a swastika on his chest on the poster. And I'm like, oh yeah, there's probably a reason they keep that in the bathroom. But me, I'm like, I want that poster. So I finish going pee and I go out and I'm like, hey, that American History X poster, how much do you want for that? And he was like, like $80. And I'm like, that's in your fucking restroom. No one's gonna buy that shit.
Covered in shit particles.
And I'm like, no one's gonna buy that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's in your bathroom with a guy with a swastika. Like, if you don't know what that movie is and you've never seen it, you're gonna be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
So I was like, no one's gonna buy. Like, that's what was going on through my head. I'm not gonna say this as a 12-year-old.
I was like, you're 12 saying this?
No, but I was thinking this. I was like, who's gonna buy a picture in a bathroom or a poster in a bathroom with a guy with a white supremacist on it? And it's like, you might as well sell it for like $20 and I would have bought it. But that would have been my first framed poster that I would have bought. Yeah. I recently, for the past almost a year, I'd say, but realistically, like more heavy, like the past 6 months, I've been heavy on buying posters, like collecting posters almost, like original prints and stuff. Not like copies you could buy at like Zia Records or, you know what I mean? But like the real shit, the ones where like it was a real promo. But those
worth a lot.
They become a lot, like worth a lot. You know what I mean? Like you could probably, like honestly, you can go to the movie theater. I Googled this.
Right.
And I was like, you can actually go to the movie theater, ask for the poster that they have in the little display thing, and they could just give it to you for free because they have a million of them there. So like, and I was
they can't give you one out of the back, but they can give you the one that's hanging up.
Yeah. And it's like, that's sick. I was about to do that with Tenet when Tenet came out, but I was too much of a pussy to ask. But now next time I go,
how would they know that it's not a reprint or
not? To be honest, I have no idea, but they know.
Would they say like for promo use only or something on it?
It will probably say that. Have you seen the poster for Revenge of the Jedi? The Star Wars poster? It's like red and it has Darth Vader's face on it and it shows Luke and Darth Vader fighting. Google it. It's called Revenge of the Jedi. It's an unreleased even movie. It's not even a real movie. There's a huge
I
story.
was about to say Revenge of the Sith is one. I was like Revenge of the Jedi versus Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Return of the Jedi was originally Revenge of the Jedi. But if you Google it, watch, let me see. Once you have a picture of it, it's like a red poster with Darth Vader's head on it.
Yes, I have seen. I know that image from the bottom corner.
Yeah, watch. Like you see the poster, it says Revenge of the Jedi. They changed it to Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Because George Lucas was like, or because George Lucas wasn't paying attention to like really the title. He was only focused on writing it. And they made a poster before the movie was done being written. And so they called it Revenge of the Jedi, but he was like, no, that's not the Jedi way. Like revenge isn't in their
Credo.
in their thing.
Yeah.
Like that's not the Jedi way. Is not revenge.
It's not part of their ethos.
So like they changed it to Return of the Jedi. And also when you zoom in on the poster, Luke has a red lightsaber and Darth Vader has a blue one.
Which is backwards.
So they fucked up on the poster.
And if you find that poster,
I know 2 people that have it.
that's pretty dope.
It's worth like $1,800.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. Something where it's a fuck up.
It's a fuck up, yeah. A misprint.
And they released it.
Yeah. For in like 1982, I want to say.
That's pretty dope. Because I was like, this picture is very familiar. I've seen at least the bottom corner one.
Because there's some where they're reprints. Obviously, people are like, oh, it's like a fuck up original. And they just reprint it. But I know at least one person. He showed it to me because he's a tattoo artist. And I went over to his studio. You see it?
$23,000.
Yeah, dude, that thing gets crazy.
$250,000.
Yeah, the original, dude, it gets insanely
there was
expensive.
Somebody, I guess there was a Revenge of the Jedi, like some kind of merchandise run.
In 1983?
Something like that.
But yeah, I know, because when I met him, should I say his name? Andrick? His name is Andrick. And I went to his tattoo studio. And he has the best movie poster collection I've ever seen. Like, he's what I, like, the shit he has is what I want. And I'm just like, he has I'm pretty sure, maybe not every single one, but he has a whole wall that's all Stanley Kubrick posters, like different sizes, and it looks sick. It's all laid out like kind of like that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, looks dope. And it's a whole wall, and he has like, it's all separated by director, and he has like 3 Spike Lee posters. He has like Do the Right Thing, Black Klansman, and I want to say He Got Game, I think. But has it like separated by director. And I'm like, that's like the sick, like that's what I want to do. And like and I was joking around with my brother. And I was like, we could rob that place and get like over $100,000.
Because those are all real posters.
Just off all the shit, like collectibles that he has in his studio, just sitting there. Like not even the tattoo equipment.
We're gonna beep his name out then.
Yeah. Definitely. I don't want to put his numbers out like this. Dude, because he has a record player and a receiver and headphones that all like just the speakers, receiver, preamp, and record player, the actual turntable, worth easily at least $20,000. And
is he paying that for these things?
Probably, yeah. Cause dude, he makes bread. He's one of the best tattoo artists in Arizona, and he's been for the past like 10 years. He went to school with Menda.
That the dude who did Amari Stoudemire?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's got money. For a time, he wasn't doing shit in America. Like he was out in Europe and shit, like going to parties on rooftops and shit. Type money. You know what I mean? Am I allowed to be saying this?
Yeah, I mean, long we want to beep his name out.
All right, cool. So, Yeah, I was like, we could easily just jack his record player setup and get at least 20 racks, let alone his record collection that he has there and his posters on the wall. You could easily, dude, it's
How do you know those are real?
because he has like the packaging, like the websites that I look at, he has the receipts from those websites. And like I remember seeing one of the boxes had like, there's this website called Poster Itati. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. Poster and then itati.com. I want to say it's Poster Itati. Anyways, they're out of New York. It's like basically a gallery online.
Say that again. Spell it again.
Poster itati.com.
ITATI.
Poster Itati.
Poster it toddy. Poster it toddy.
Poster Itati. Some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But it's out of New York.
That's some New York shit. Poster it toddy.
Some shit. You know what I mean? But they sell all original, like from the 40s and shit. It's like a gallery, a movie poster gallery online that you can like buy and get it shipped. But I've seen one of the boxes at his thing, like with the sticker on it and shit. And I'm like, so he's really buying, and he has the money too, you know what I mean, to buy it.
Yeah.
So I believe it when he says it's original, and like when I see the fucking packaging, and he has like shit rolled up that he's not even up, and he's like, oh yeah, I bought this for like $300, and I got it. You know, what do you call it? Redone, like, basically like refurbished. And he's like, sometimes I do that where I'll buy a poster for like $250, get it refurbished and all done up, and then I'll sell it for like $900. And I'm like, dude,
I'm gonna say anybody who's a independent, he must be good with his money.
He's very good, dude. He's a perfectionist for sure. Like, he's an asshole. Sometimes, like he wasn't an asshole to me, but I feel it every now and then when I was talking to him, because I literally met him that night when I went over to his studio, because we were talking about graphic design and stuff, and I felt it like every night. We were talking for about 3-4 hours in his studio, talking about cameras and, you know, movie.
And what do you mean by he's in that? Like, he just thinks he's like the best at it.
He doesn't think he's the best, but he needs everything perfect. He like to an asshole extent, like Kanye or Stanley Kubrick. Like he's one of those people where he's like, if I'm gonna do something, it's gonna be the absolute best. It's not like I'm gonna try my best. It's like, no, it's gonna be better than my best, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, that means he's been practicing his craft.
He's also not from the U.S.
Oh, those are okay.
Yeah, that's what says it. That's what
he's from Mexico?
Explains it. Yeah, he's not legal, or he wasn't legal for the beginning of his.
Yeah,
he was in New Times magazine, and he was a legal immigrant. It's crazy, huh?
He was in New Times magazine.
Yeah, they had a whole article about him. The first line is he's a legal immigrant, and I'm like, that's fire. Like, you made it, kind of thing.
Right, because they're not. That means you're producing something in America.
Doing tattoos out of his house. They're tattooing Amari Stoudemire in his fucking dining room.
How did he get on like that?
Has
he told the story, or he just got?
I never read his article, but he's really good though. Dude, his portraits are insane. He has the best portraits some of the best portraits I've ever seen. It's so good.
Better than Andy?
Yeah, I think so. Shout out to Andy.
Yeah, because Andy's nice.
He's crazy with it, dude.
He's fucking nice.
Dude, everyone at that innovative shop is insanely good.
I think it's great that Chris is there.
Yeah. Like,
he's really good.
He's really learning from the best group of people you could possibly learn from. Like, fuck learning from one person. Like, he's learning from, like, I don't know how many artists are there. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 artists. I think at least 7 are there.
Phoenix has so many great artists. Like, with your hands, you guys are great artists with your hands.
Like graffiti artists.
You guys are great visual artists out here.
Like,
I think the East Coast were very music driven.
Yeah, like very audio, sonically.
Yeah,
yeah. Like, East Coast has a lot of actors.
Mm-hmm.
And
a lot of actors come from the East Coast.
Like, a lot of actors come from the East Coast and go to Hollywood. Or they just stick with the New York cinema, like Martin Scorsese and shit. Or they go to Hollywood and do big shit. But
New York cinema scene is its own world.
dude, freaking Martin Scorsese, Steve, you were there when we were watching the fucking documentary. I found out Martin Scorsese, Brian De Palma, Steven Spielberg, and George Lucas were fucking homies. They were all, like a group of friends that made the best movies in the world.
I mean, what is there? I wonder what they. I'll be trying to figure out, dude. How do you that circle of friends like Ludwig Göransson and
Childish
Ryan
Gambino?
Coogler,
Oh,
and Childish Gambino.
Dude, Ryan Coogler and Ludwig Göransson went to the same school.
They were in film school together.
That's
Well, not film school. I think Ludwig was a music major, but I guess they probably do.
They had a
lot of,
class
like,
together or
I
some
think
shit.
they would probably do like a lot of intermingling. If I was a director student, or if I was a film student, I would go to the music majors and be like, "Can you do the music?" For
and he's
my
also
film?
from Oakland, so he probably did some shit in music.
Mm-hmm.
But
He was cool with TDE. That's why he did
all
that's
Kendrick
why
to do all the
Kendrick-
shit.
I think he grew up with Top Dog.
That's crazy.
And people talk about Oakland a lot too. Oakland, Compton, like that area, like especially Compton. They say there's something magical about Compton.
Oh fuck! Wait, it's right there too.
You're making me want to sneeze.
All right, hold on. But yeah, fucking Ryan Coogler. That I watched an interview with Ludwig Göransson and saying that Ryan Coogler was they went to the same school, the same classes, and I'm like, that's crazy how you just come across each other, and it's perfect. It's like literally like destiny.
They say opportunity meets preparation. I can't remember. I think that's what they call luck.
That sounds super.
Opportunity meets preparation is luck.
That's a bar.
So those people been working their asses off, but the opportunity was.
It's when those paths cross. That makes perfect sense because as you're growing, it's like timing.
You gotta show. I guess that's the part you gotta show people that you're still working all the time, though. That's what I get nervous about with my own art. Mm-hmm. It's like not showing people that I'm consistently always doing this.
Yeah, like, dude, I'm fucking designing every day, and I feel like there's that social media pressure where if I'm not posting about it, you know what I mean?
It's not happening.
Then it's not really happening. But it's like, no, fuck you, I'm making money. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, kind of like it's like, that's why it's one of those things. Like, I can't wait until my shit like drops. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's almost like a wait till my fucking album drops kind of thing.
Right.
And it's like wait till I do my art show kind of thing and see how many fucking people, you know, and see how dope this shit is gonna be, or see how, you know, like how high quality my shit is gonna be. Because I'm not out here posting shit I'm about to do. You know what I mean? It's just like I was just talking to one of my friends about I hate being a coming soon person. Fuck that.
I know some people who are coming soon people.
I hate a coming soon.
And it's like the minute something happens, you have broken the public's trust.
It's like, oh yeah, he's always saying coming soon. Like, I'll admit I used to be that kind of person. Like, oh, working on something.
Even if it does
or like
come,
something in the works. It's like that's so fucking corny.
Even if it does come, the hype is rarely ever lives up to the art.
It's like, just do it. Like, that's another one of those things. Like, who the fuck cares if you're working on it? Fucking do it. Like, you know what what's a pet peeve of mine is people posting a picture of a book, like an open book. It's like, fucking read it. Because you know what's on your mind is like, I'm gonna open this book and take a picture of it and then post it. Like, that's what's on your mind.
Maybe I'll read it.
Yeah, and it's like,
and what ends up happening is your brain is stuck on, I wonder did people like that picture.
Yeah,
that's what everybody does. You go back
it's like,
and see who looked.
And it's like you'll be reading half a page and then be like, who looked at it in the past 5 minutes, and then check, and that's all you're thinking about. It's like, at least that's what it would be like for me. That's why I don't fucking post shit.
God forbid somebody actually interacts with your post, now you're never gonna read that book again.
And be like, oh, fire,
Yeah,
kind of thing. It's like
I love the book.
Like, who the fuck does that? Like, who's the you know what I mean? Like, who? Like, is there really someone?
There always is that person.
Is there someone that's gonna be like, oh, I love that book?
There's a lot of those people. I'm one of those people.
Fuck all that.
Not really. I actually don't. I always swipe up.
I'll do a
give
fire.
I do a fire.
Like, that's the most I'll do. That's the unless it's like a movie that
Unless
I really
it's
fucking
something
love.
like my homeboy posted something about Avengers versus X-Men graphic novel, and I had to say something.
I'd be like, oh, that's fucking sick. Like, you'll type some shit out.
Yeah,
because
and it's also kind of niche because it's like most people haven't read Avengers versus X-Men.
I haven't.
Yeah, most people haven't. So I was like, people sleep on that shit.
I'd be like, oh, what? That's what I would say.
Mhm.
I'd be like, yo, like that's real.
Yeah, Avengers versus X-Men is one of the greatest story arcs ever.
I have to find that out.
It's essentially Civil War, but
X-Men.
yeah.
That sounds pretty sick. But it's good though.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of loss of life.
Do you think that's what they're gonna do, or no?
Oh yeah, for sure, it's coming.
Fuck yeah,
After WandaVision, there's some crossover coming.
WandaVision.
I'm talking, and I told Amanda, I said they've already talked about. They're talking like multiverse and cosmic level threats.
Mm-hmm.
When you got cosmic level threats in the comic books, that's when all of the teams always come together. Because people forget that some of the X-Men are Avengers and vice versa.
Yeah.
Like sometimes they have been
Like Wanda.
Yeah. Like sometimes she's been an X-Men and sometimes she's been a
or Scarlet Witch.
Avenger, yeah.
Scarlet Witch.
And then there's been I think Captain America. Oh, the Fantastic Four is supposed to be because they're
all mutants, yeah?
Who?
Fantastic Four?
No, they're not mutants. They're not technically mutants. Mutants are genetically modified.
This just reminded me right now. Do you remember that movie, The Thing? Not John Carpenter, The Thing. The reboot or it was a prequel.
Yes,
but they made it in like 2013 or something.
Mm-hmm.
When I first saw the trailer to that movie, I thought it was The Thing from Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
I was like, they're making a movie just about The Thing.
No, I can see why you get. I actually love that thing too. The prequel.
I never seen it.
Oh, we're gonna watch it.
I gotta watch it. I was like, oh, that's because I only seen The Thing, John Carpenter, and when I first saw, I was like 13 or 12 when I saw the trailer to the prequel, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then later on, found out it was a remake, quote unquote. Like in my head, I was like, oh, it's a remake.
I thought it was a remake. I never knew it was a prequel till like after I saw the movie.
And so I was like, oh, there's an original. Because I didn't, you know what I mean? So I watched the original. I was like, this is fucking sick. This is like one of the best movies ever.
Disgusting.
And so I found out it was a prequel. Because once I saw the original, I was like, who plays
Kurt
Russell in the remake? Like, how do you do that? Like, how do you even how do you replace Kurt Russell? And then I found out, oh, it's a prequel. I was like, how do you even make a prequel to that? But I'll have to watch it. It's probably really good.
I can't remember the original thing anymore. That's how much I like this one.
Really? You know what remake is better than the original? Halloween. Rob Zombie's Halloween is way better than John Carpenter's Halloween. I think so.
I can't say that I knew that there was a difference.
There is no difference. Rob Zombie's is just way more violent, way more brutal.
He's actually a really nice guy.
Dude, he's one of the coolest people in the world.
When I watched his interview with Joe Rogan, I said they usually are the nicest people though.
He taught me what imposter syndrome is.
Oh yeah. Like you don't think you deserve.
I don't belong.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm not a real graphic designer. Like that's a little I was like, how do you because I've always thought like I'm not a real graphic designer, like I don't belong here, like what am I doing? Like when I would do art shows, I was like I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't do this. Like even posting it, I was like I don't really do this, or like shit like that.
I'm in the process. I always felt because my best friend does music.
Mhm.
I was like, there's a part of me is like, you only do it because he does it.
Yeah. It's like I forgot why I even started, but I remember um when I was with Precious, bleep that. When I was with Precious and she was an artist too.
I have no idea who this person is.
Manda does. You don't know? You don't remember Precious? It doesn't ring a bell?
No.
Okay. So she was an artist too. And for a second I was like, I have to keep doing this because she's an artist too. For some reason that made sense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I need to keep on pretending I'm a graphic designer so we can be compatible. This sounds wild saying it out loud, but it's like, oh, like I need to keep up this reputation that she thinks of me kind of thing. It's not like I was faking my personality, but it was almost like I didn't think of myself as a graphic designer in general. But it's like it's like in my head I was like, oh, she's a real artist. Let me pretend to be a real artist, even though there's no such thing as a real artist. It's just you're an artist. Like that's it.
Once you realize that, that's when it's like, that's why even me getting into cinematography, I'm like, well, you need to do the thing that you did first. It's like, why?
Like, no, you don't.
If you like being creative, then go be creative.
Like you don't need to go to film school.
No.
Like my favorite.
If I was trying to be a director or like really trying to make it like that, I would go to film school.
Quentin Tarantino said,
I want to do music videos.
Quentin Tarantino said, I didn't go to film school. I went to film. And that's just the biggest bar of all time.
He just went to it.
He was like, I love movies so much to the point where I know how to make one. Like, and
you don't need to teach me.
Like, I like watching movies.
Some people just get it.
Whereas, like, Quentin Tarantino was definitely born to make movies.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you watch his interviews, and like the same thing with Martin Scorsese, like if you watch their interviews on YouTube, which I've done plenty of times, they're like the type of people, like cinephiles, to where they can name like this director or this editor of like this movie that came out in 1963 and like the cinematographer, but the first cinematographer, the one that got fired in the middle of the filming. It's like, yo, how do you know all of this shit that came out like about a movie, a French movie that came out in 1953, and the editor that did this and this? And it's like, yo,
that's the kind of stuff you watch though. That's what I think.
I mean, I don't know that much about it. When I watch movies,
that's what worries me about getting into cinematography. It's like, oh, if I don't like that stuff, does that mean I don't like movies?
Like, that's true. It's like when you get a sense of something about a movie, you're like, it's like music. Yeah. It's like when, like, especially being an engineer has to be the fucking worst, right?
That's why I listen to the same songs
over and over because that's what you know you like for sure.
I know.
Fuck trying to risk it.
Be good.
Like fuck trying to risk like listening something new.
It's like once every 3 months I'll be like, all right, because I'll delete a whole playlist and be like, I'm just gonna start listening to.
Dude,
like,
I'll have a playlist for like 2 years,
and then I'll just delete.
And I'll be like, I'm done. I'll make a new one of the same genre. I just recently did that. I had the same.
I'll pick like 3 songs of the same from the last playlist, and then I'll let it give me the next.
The shout out to Spotify for doing that.
That's why I signed back up with Spotify. I was like, their algorithm is way better than Tidal's.
Apple Music sucks
because they just pump music.
It's like not even interactive.
They don't hide,
but
they don't hide that it's paid to get to the top.
The only thing I fuck with is saving the music to the library. Because you could save the whole album, and it'll save the individual songs. The only thing I don't like about Spotify and Tidal, because I've had all of them at one point, and what I don't like about Spotify and Tidal is when you save an album, it goes in the albums only, like whole albums. It doesn't go to all your songs, and I'm like, fuck, like if.
But I think there's a reason why, because if you. Sometimes I don't want it in all
my
sometimes
songs. It's like, I don't really fuck with this song from the album. Yeah. So it's like, I'll save the individual song. Like, I get why they...
I hate it going through skip.
There was to where you can like divide, like, oh, I fuck with this whole album, so I'm gonna save the whole album.
And I told you before, I rarely fuck with a whole album.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've always been that way. I'm like, there's a part of me that's like, all right, now you're getting like some albums I can tell they ran out of juice.
Like towards the back end of an album.
There's a lot of albums I can just hear. I'm like, you ran out of really good. Like 444, fucking big. Most of Big Sean's albums, he rarely runs out of juice. Like
444 ran out of juice.
No, I'm saying these are the albums that I've listened to. T.I.'s trap music. It was like these songs, every single song.
Oh, are you talking about Detroit too?
Detroit too. Most of Big Sean's albums, actually, he doesn't lose juice at all ever. That's why I like him. I'm like, each song
he's a very consistent rapper.
Out. That's why Culture 2 till to this day. I'm like, a lot of these were just y'all were just recording.
But the fact that there's 28 songs on the album.
That's 3 albums, dude.
That's insane.
That's 2 albums in the EP.
Yeah, they could have done 12 songs an album, 12 songs an album, and then 4 songs on an EP. Or just 4 singles.
And it could have been curated better because it sounds like a lot of Culture 2 sounds like just a bunch of songs.
They could have took half of Culture 2. 14 songs. And that would have been Culture 2. And it would have been fire. Just like Culture 1.
It would have made more sense because a lot of the songs didn't make sense to me.
Because, like, they're going to come out with...
The beats were trash on some of those songs. I don't care what nobody said. Some of them shits was like throwaway.
You know what I hated? White Sand. With the Travis Scott feature.
I can't remember how it goes.
White color sand. I
think I like the beat. I don't think I like the song.
I hated his voice, Travis Scott's voice in that song. But I remember, like, what was on there? Like, Motorsport was on there. Stir Fry was on there. Those were the singles.
Now, see, the bangers that were on there were bangers. Emoji a Chain.
Emoji a Chain. Walk It Like I Talk It. What was that one? Flooded. I'm flooded. That shit's...
They could see that's 5 of 14 songs. They could have just did 9 more songs and had a fire ass.
And they had the Huncho. What was that one that Quavo produced? Quavo produced the song.
He did. I hated it.
You didn't like it?
No.
It was one of my... It's one
because
of the...
I knew that was like, this is somebody who just started producing. But he's famous already, so he has the power
so he can do it.
That call.
Autopilot.
Hated it.
I can't play it. Can I play it? Fuck it.
No, you can't play it. All right, you can play that much.
But that one, I remember Huncho, fucking Quavo produced.
When you put this on Anchor, if you play that, they won't let you upload it.
Fuck it, cut it out. But anyway,
no, that part isn't like a certain
it's okay.
Amount of time. Yeah.
It was like 6 seconds.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, but yeah, he produced it, and I'm like, fuck, this is sick. But that's like at least 7 songs that we can name off the top of our head. That's an album. You know what I mean? Of Culture 2.
Easy.
The
album would have been in
the
constant
sequel
rotation.
The sequel to the Trap album of the year.
That album would have been in constant rotation.
Like Culture 2 and Culture 1 are both bangers. And then they're going to come out with Culture 3 this year, apparently.
I hope they take the time to say, we're going to just do...
Because I don't want to say they fell off, but they've been quiet since Culture 2.
Do 21 songs, and there's 3 of y'all, and there should be 3 different vibes on the whole album.
You know, because that's what they did with their albums. Their solo albums. Because you know how much of a disappointment Culture 2 was it was so bad that when they announced, oh, we're going to drop solo albums, I was like, fuck. Why?
Yeah.
I was
that's
like,
exactly
why?
what I said. I said, you didn't even take a second.
It's like, oh yeah, we just dropped Culture 2.
And that's what made me, that's when I love the Migos, but that's when it made me say, y'all are just trying to flood the market. And it is not working.
Like 2018, 2019.
It's like you're trying. We like you.
Like you're already good.
We like you.
Like you're already top 3 in the game.
We ain't gonna stop working. No, you need to stop.
Like you just dropped Culture 2, and that wasn't that good. Just
you burned yourselves out
with 28 songs.
Father of 4 wasn't good.
The Last Rocket was okay.
Super okay.
It was
had 2 songs I liked on there.
I'd say two good songs on there. The rest were like okay. Because I'm gonna say something, but talk about Quavo's album was the best one because not all of them had features, but the ones that did have features were bangers, and some of the solo ones were bangers too.
He had the best artwork.
He had the best artwork, the most consistent album, and it was Quavo.
You know what I mean? But you know why I knew that was gonna happen? Because Quavo's the hook man.
That's why it's the best album.
Ear. He picks the best beats.
And Takeoff is like bars.
He's a rapper.
Dude, I remember listening to they're talking about Offset.
The Martian shit.
I remember Takeoff's album was super clever.
His album, he's the best rapper.
It was very like
his album is the one I listen to the most. I'll say that.
I've definitely listened to Quavo Huncho the most. I've listened to Quavo Huncho more than Last Rocket, Father 4, and Culture 2 combined. I've listened to Quavo Huncho pretty often. Like Fuck 12 and Lost with Kid Cudi.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I listened to Quavo Hunt. I like a lot of his...
And the one I listened to the most was, I forgot the name of it.
Actually, now that I think about it, all 3 of their projects were actually pretty good.
Quavo, like Champagne Rosé with Madonna and Cardi B was fire.
I don't know Father of 4 that well because I didn't listen because I was tired of him saying it kept getting pushed back.
Oh yeah, I remember it didn't go with the other two.
The release if he fucked up.
Yeah, that shit was trash.
Because it was like I think that was in the middle of Cardi and him getting caught and.
Yeah, like there was shit going on.
He changed the whole album cover, and I was like, "That's
like you should have had this done."
You're compensating. He was hurt. See, I give all artists the fact that they're people.
Like
still.
empathy, yeah.
There's still people. I always tell you, I'm like, these people are under such pressure that none of y'all. We understand it because we're trying to put ourselves under that pressure.
Yeah,
but they're already there.
Yeah, it's like you have no idea what it's like to not only be under that, but live under that.
If I slow down, in this field, you slow down, that's
you're
100
done.
to 0.
Like if you hesitate,
it's just like boom. It's hard stop. There is.
It's literally like if you don't do shit, you're done.
There's no slow decline.
And that's like what it is with engineering. That's what it's like with doing graphics. Any creative knows that.
We all know
if
that.
you want to make it, you have to keep going. Like with anything that doesn't have a salary.
Like even me, I'm just about to sign up now as my own music publisher. Because I'm like, I gotta do something. I haven't made a beat consistently like since those Instagram posts.
Yeah. The lives.
I'm been so uninspired to make beats.
Same.
Only because, but they always tell you that's how you know you're meant for something. Because even when you're uninspired,
I'm still know you want to.
I'm gonna open it up, and I might tinker around. And sometimes I don't do anything, but I open up Ableton still.
It's shit I post. Like that's the shit I finish, obviously. But it's like I've made shit, and I'm like I have it saved to my phone. I have it saved to my drive, and I'm not gonna post this, or I have it up.
Oh shit!
What time is it?
12:45. We're over 2 hours now.
Let's just keep going. Because we're in the middle of a good conversation, so.
Yeah, well, I'm hungry, so.
All right.
And I gotta use the bathroom.
But I was like.
Give it another 10.
All right, cool. Fuck. Yeah, like I'll just have shit open that's like almost finished, and it's just like fuck, like I just don't. This isn't it, kind of thing. But it's like. And then there's days where you don't even go on the computer, but it's still in your mind. You're like, I want to create something. Like, it's still in there.
I sit in this chair every day. Sometimes I'm not even, I just might be watching The Mandalorian, but I make sure I'm sitting in that seat so it never feels boring.
But people kind of don't think about that's the hardest part, is literally going to go sit down at the desk.
I could go sit on the couch. I could. Sometimes I get up from because it's just in me. I'm like, I just get up from the couch and come sit down.
Do you ever, I wonder if it's different or, I mean, similar of like, you have an idea, you're like, I should do this. Like, that might look fire or that might sound fire. Like, or I should like try.
Something triggers me to come get up, but then I might not ever open.
Like, yeah. And you're like, oh, like for me, like example for me, like I'll think of this movie and I'll be like, for the poster, I could do this to it to really like capture this theme of the movie or whatever. I'd be like, that'd be fire. And then I don't write it down. I don't,
you have to start writing it down, they say. But I know a lot of my thing is that most of the work nowadays is marketing. So sometimes I have a great idea and then I get really wrapped up into how would I present this to the world?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I want the best reception I can. And then that's where a lot of the reason why I haven't done anything is because I get stuck on that part. It's like marketing.
It's like
costs money, first of all.
Yeah.
It takes time. When people add, you have to interact with people, which is exhausting.
That shit's fucking blows. As an introvert, yeah.
That is exhausting. People asking like, "Hey man," and I have to say something to you because it's nice of you.
I hate interacting with people. Like,
because I love the fact that you took the time out of your day. You took 10 seconds to say like, "Hey man, this is dope." You didn't have to say that.
Yeah. Or like even a fire emoji.
Yeah.
It's like, thank you. Like, every artist appreciates that. No, like, it doesn't fucking matter.
Honestly, I think the problem with Instagram is that I get that little dopamine rush sometimes. I'm like,
you're like, oh, this person likes it. You're like, it's fucking sick.
And then I stop. And then I'd be like, oh, I got some likes on Instagram.
You'd be like, okay. Because like, like it's like when I get a client and I make something for them and they pay me and I make it and they like it and it's done. And I'm like, okay. And I don't design for like 2 days.
I've only been paid one time for my beats. Ever. All the beats I've ever made, I've only ever been paid one time. $60.
$60? How long ago was that?
When I first started. It was like my fourth beat ever. It's that song that's on SoundCloud I post sometimes. It's called Ball.
I think... Oh, yeah. I like that one.
Yeah, that's the one my friend,
that's boy, a good one, too.
Fidel Cashflow paid me $60.
Fidel Cashflow. That's a fucking name right there.
He paid me $60, and I've said, this is my price forever. And I can never get anybody to pay me again.
Really?
Yeah, because everybody thinks that's too much money.
$60?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God, you'd be surprised. I tell people $60, and I never hear from them again.
If I was a rapper... Wait... Like a rapper would go up to you and be like, "Hey, let me hear."
I get messages all the time. How much you charge? 60. Or I would talk to people, how much you charge at 60, and I get their face like, "Dang man, you charge 60."
Fuck all that. Fuck all that. If
do you see why I'm annoyed most of the time to be a producer? That's why I was like, I just want to work.
That makes me annoyed.
I want to work with Corey, and I want to. If I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it for free, I'm gonna make sure I at least get paid from the back end.
From some quality shit.
Yeah.
Like shit that like you're not just giving it out there to some random person.
Which is why I'm charging them. Because I'm not getting, you're not
gonna fuck up my shit.
Most of them don't understand paperwork and royalties and any of that stuff.
They're just trying to put it on SoundCloud.
You're just trying to put it on SoundCloud, so you're gonna waste my time. So I need you to give me money.
Like, this is my energy.
If I knew you were serious, I would definitely do it for free. But if I know that you out here and all you want to do is smoke weed and take a video with your homeboys in an apartment
in the studio,
complex, like, I'm not about you gonna give me the fucking $60 that you gonna spend on weed anyway. You gonna have that nerve to be rolling up in my house and then get mad when I say $60 for. I've had people do that. You in my house rolling up weed saying $20 is too much to charge an hour for a studio.
Fuck all that.
Like, how you gonna sit here and roll up?
There's official studios here that charge like $80 an hour.
That's what I told them. But then this nigga had the nerve to tell me he got a homie who do it for $10 an hour.
I'd be like, all right, go.
I didn't even say that. I just stopped talking to him.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, all you niggas think that y'all are doing this, and y'all are
like,
whack.
You think you just signed to a label right now.
You're like, a whack.
Like, you don't.
They don't listen. They think they know how to rap already. They think because you in the car with your boys and your homies be like, y'all be smoking and they like.
You be like, yo, this shit fire.
That was a bar, yo. That was a bar. I'm sick of rappers. That's why I don't even want to make beats no more, because I'm tired of everybody being a rapper and I'm not good enough to make non-trap beats yet.
Because you know what it has to do with that is that it's, I hate to sound like this, but young people becoming.
It's exactly what it is.
Because it's like,
I'm 30.
Because Young Thug and Migos is old head shit now, and that's the shit we love and like idolize. Me and you do.
Yeah.
But it's like these people that are like want to go to local producers, they want to sound like whoever the fuck is new right now. I don't know, but like
they hear it and they say to themselves, "Well, that's why I don't deal with those people anyway." Because the minute you tell, what I do most of the time before I even like tell people I do music is I listen to your conversation.
mm-hmm.
And
You
I
gotta,
listen
yeah,
to
yeah.
the type of person that you are. I don't tell people I do music. But I, especially back where I'm from, I will listen to their conversations. Oh, you saw such and such? You saw, it'd be some like trap rapper. And you
Yeah.
saw such and such? Yeah, but my man was cranking on that song. My man was cranking on that song. And it's like,
You just get a sense of who they are,
I
like
get a
how they
sense of
are.
what you want to be. The type of rapper
Yeah.
that you're looking
Like what
up
you're
to.
like what you're trying to be
You
like.
sit here and tell me that your favorite rappers are J. Cole and Drake and this stuff, but then you sit here and you are idolizing the trap rapper with the gun in the video and the lasers
Like
and all the shit.
who's
And
new?
it's so corny.
I don't know. I don't know who's
I
new.
don't know who's new because they're all the same fucking person.
Yeah.
You all
That-
want
that's-
to do the same
That's
thing.
part of why I don't listen to hip hop no more.
I'm
because
tired of hearing you speak dumb.
there's way too much. Like the shit that I would hear when I was listening to like SoundCloud rappers, like when Ski Mask was coming up, X was coming up.
And not even appreciated them because people don't give them enough credit for trying
New shit, different shit.
And not even that. It was a natural progression because that was Florida's turn.
Yeah. Dude, Denzel Curry, Kodak
That
Black,
was Florida's
they were
turn.
all going crazy. They were all in the same
Denzel
freshman
Curry
class.
is still I really fuck with him.
He's super talented.
Taboo and
Zoo. And Zoo.
That the name of the album?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's it. Nigga, I'm the Zoo.
Yeah.
Zoo. The very first song, I was like, this album's about to be.
And it was like
fire.
it was short. It was like 10 songs. I was like,
and it was a
perfect.
really good album.
I think that's the perfect number of.
That's an album I'm going to buy on vinyl.
I think it just was released last record store day. I don't know why I didn't buy it, but I guess I didn't like
Even
it.
the cover art is so classic.
It's perfect. Like
It's
it's not
so
too much going
classic.
on. It's so Florida.
And I think the fact that he took kind of a departure from the Taboo, because I liked his album Taboo, but it was the more Suicide Squad-y Denzel Curry.
Like he was more goth.
Yes.
And like.
And then he went.
But then he went like,
Zoo.
"Oh, I'm from Florida."
I'm from fucking Dade County.
Like he went. Like I remember hearing that album, and I was like, He's
Rico Nasty. All of these. That
was the last of the era.
I think all of them hold a special place for me because I was getting out of the military. I felt kind of separated from like what was going on in the real world, but I knew I wanted to do music. So this other producer I knew named Dave, he was telling me about Rico Nasty. There's another rapper named Cutiful. Then he put me on and Denzel Curry.
I've heard that name before, Cutiful.
Yeah, he's like he's kind of pop. He's Sean Glizzy. Like they're kind of like
Sean Glizzy. Oh, okay.
They're kind of like in the same circle-esque, like Wale understudies essentially.
Okay.
Wale has given them the stamp of approval. Like,
shout out Wale.
Put the respect on Wale's name.
Dude.
I haven't listened to a Wale album. I'll listen to every Wale album. I'm going to buy them all on vinyl,
dude.
Too. Because I tell you all the time, I actually stopped listening to him once everybody got hip to him.
Like I remember, what was that one? I forgot the name of the album. Maybe the name of the album was Ambition.
Yeah.
That album?
Amazing.
Dude.
That's the album I stopped listening to him.
That's when he blew up because of Ambition, right?
Ambition
and Lotus Flower Bomb.
Ambition was the year, but I was like, Wale's done. I said he's gone. He's into the stratosphere now.
Dude.
Once he did Lotus Flower Bomb and Ambition, and then his rollout to that album was an amazing rollout. He had a mixtape. People don't know that he had a mixtape for that album. And he only released it on Dat Piff, and it was called the 11-1-11 Theory.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, nobody knows about it. If I could ever find that, like, hard copy, ever, I'm buying it, because it had this song with, he had Jeremiah on there.
Fuck.
So it was like...
Dude, shout out Jeremiah.
I tell you what, 11 Theory might have been better than the actual Ambition because the album came out 11/1/11.
Oh, okay.
So the 11/1/11 Theory
Oh
was the
shit.
build up to Ambition coming out.
Because my favorite Wale song is Diary. It's on Attention Deficit. That album.
Yes.
Diary,
Yes. Attention Deficit is my favorite Wale album.
Diary is the hardest song. I remember, I think I had, maybe not the music, I don't think it has a music video, but he did like a live MTV performance and I had that shit DVR'd. Like, so I could play it back.
Wale is the
and
only
90210. He had a song called 90210.
He's the only rapper, yes, exactly, yeah. I can't remember none of the melodies to those songs, but I listened to the album so many. I bought it on CD because I bought my first car, and I was so proud of him.
Yeah,
because I was so proud to buy that album.
That must be so sick. I mean, because no one from Phoenix can relate.
Yeah,
but that must be that feeling of like, this is fucking Wale. He's from DC.
I'm telling you,
dude, he was putting on DC so heavy too. I was in
11th grade. And I remember I was in 11th grade and I had the little gamer chair and you could like plug up like the radio to it. So I was sitting there and I really, I love go-go. So this song came on and it was the dun 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 dun. And it's a sample of a go-go song. So I was like, who? And the people have tried it. He actually came out at a time where a lot of local rappers were trying
to do like go-go and hip-hop.
Yes, they were trying it. But his producer, Tone P, figured it out.
He's from DC?
Tone P is from DC, yeah. And his producer figured it out. And I called into the radio station because they said, we got a new artist here. His name is... And I think they said his name wrong. They didn't call him Whale. I think they called him Whale. They said, Whale? They said something like that. And the song came on, and I said, and I had a phone that had an MP3 player on it. I went to LimeWire and looked for this song, and I found one. It was called "One Thing About a Player" and "Dig Dug," and they were both go-go sample songs. And I used to play them on the school bus, and people would be like, "Who the fuck is this dude like rapping over these go-go beats?" And I would be like, "Oh, it's some dude named Wale." And then once he started getting buzzing, they was like, "Yo, ain't you the dude that you was talking about?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's him." And I went to go see him live at a go-go. He was the intermediate act in between the go.
He was like a recess.
It was he was the intermediate act. And he came out, and I never forget, I was standing on the bleachers. It was at Sidwell Friends, which is where all of the president's daughters or all of the president's children, they go to this school. And for some reason, this school was having a go-go. I don't know why.
That's fire.
It was all these white people. I mean, I remember walking up to that door, and I'm like, I've never been to this part of DC before. This is like really like...
It's like Scottsdale.
Oh, above Scottsdale, like
the whiter than Scottsdale,
like way more money than Scottsdale, like
oh shit.
Wait, we're talking about politicians, like
politician money.
We're talking about kings and sultans and shit living this, like this is that type of school. So and I just remember seeing him. He had little dreads still. His dreads were like this little.
Fuck.
It was like he was still wearing the hundreds when he was super heavy on the.
Dude,
hundreds.
He was on. He's like BBC.
I'm talking about. He had on BBCs.
That's crazy. Like I remember watching his videos. I was like, oh, he's fucking wearing Billionaire Boys Club. Like he's rocking hundreds. He's rocking all this like dope clothing, and that's what got me into him. Like
he was like He was the first backpack rapper from DC
that blew up. Like. I remember
he made backpack rap cool in DC.
I forgot how I found out about him. I must have been a music video. He had a song with Lady Gaga, no?
I bet you I showed you him. I had to have shown you Wale. I would have been the time I would have met you would have been when he just started. When he started national.
Because me and my brother were on music already, like super heavy. Like we were on ASAP Rocky in his mixtape days, like before.
I remember hearing about him.
We were heavy.
I remember hearing about the ASAP mob. I used to be like, the who?
They were like the new. I was like, these are the new Wu-Tang Clan. I was like, this is the.
That's what they called themselves.
And I was like, these people are fucking like ASAP Rocky was all I knew, and then he came out with his mixtapes. He has one of the best mixtapes of all time. Of all time, his fucking mixtape. That's one of the only reasons I go back on SoundCloud for. And like I remember he came out, or ASAP Ferg came out with Trap Lord in 2013.
Let me tell you another I'm going to buy on vinyl. Speaking of ASAP Ferg, people sleep on Always Strive and Prosper.
The white album, the white cover.
Yes.
I slept on that
when
one.
You're talking about musical prowess and like eclecticness.
Mm-hmm.
He has a song on there with Missy Elliott that's like a 90s disco song.
I slept on that.
We can be you today. We can be you tonight. If you feeling real sexy. And it's like ASAP Ferg, mate. This is Trap Lord.
Like, I must go back.
You have to listen to that.
Because he's been doing that recently. He's been doing that on the floor seats.
He's been letting, but that's the thing. He's been trying to let.
He's probably been doing it, huh?
That's what I'm saying. Floor Seats was him going back to Trap Lord Ferg to me, because Always Strive and Prosper solidified him as one of my favorite
And what's
rappers.
Still Striving, right?
Still Striving was the mixtape afterwards with Mattress on it.
That shit was fire. Dude, Still Striving was crazy. I remember when that came out, I was like, this is
the cover art with the do-rag.
Yeah, where he's
I'm
tying
like, how you gonna drop ASAP and then drop this?
I'm like, that's crazy. Like, he had
he
had a song with Cameron.
Yes.
And I'm like,
the thing is, ASAP Mob, they respect their OGs. They're from New York.
Yeah.
They're Harlem niggas through and through and through.
Sure.
No matter how weird they are, they talk about how they used to get beat up, trying to people would fight them for that shit.
ASAP Ferg's dad designed the Big Boy Records logo. Did you know that?
I did.
That's crazy.
Big Boy, ASAP Ferg's dad was super cool with Dapper Dan.
That's insane. And that's why, like, the whole fashion thing is in ASAP Ferg.
Well, you gotta think ASAP Rocky is named after Rakim.
Fuck, I didn't know that.
Eric B. and Rakim, he was literally, when
oh, fuck.
Angie Martinez, when she let ASAP Rocky meet Rakim, he literally, like, lost his mind. He's like, I'm named after you. I rap because of you. Like,
that's insane.
Because
I didn't know
ASAP
that.
Rocky can rap.
He can rap for real. He could.
All of them can rap.
I said this to someone. ASAP 12 is the best rapper out of all of them. I think so. But I think ASAP Rocky can be he's not as appreciated as he should be. Even though he's still like super like quote unquote underrated or overrated, he can be even more because he just doesn't put out music as consistently as Drake does or as J. Cole.
He's too busy being a leader. And he's also an icon.
Yeah, he doesn't do just
he's
rap.
A culture icon.
He literally he does fashion.
He
and
pushes himself outside of his comfort
zone. He's one of like all ASAP Ferg. All of them are some of the most creative people in rap.
He did most of his album in England, didn't he? The last one.
Which one was that? Testing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I want to say that was England.
Most of that was in England.
And fucking.
That's the trick too, man. You do shit like that's when we gotta do stuff. That's why I started the LLC because I'm like, that's a tax write off.
Yeah, we could definitely go to.
You travel.
I want to go to UK so bad. There was a time I think I don't want to say I graduated. It was around the time of my graduation from high school. I was like, I'm gonna go to the UK for like a month and rent an Airbnb, and like I don't know who, because if I was in a relationship, I was gonna go with her.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was by myself, I would have gone by myself or some shit. I remember being super like, I'm going to go to the UK.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, that was when I started working at Chipotle. And it's like, I can't fucking go to the UK for a month.
I can't afford that.
But it's like, that was such a goal for me. I was like, I need to go to the UK.
Remember I told you should have just left.
Yeah, I remember like why can't like I remember thinking like, oh yeah, I can just fucking leave.
I tell
just for like a week if I wanted to.
My boss tells me all the time. He was like, human beings forget how adaptable. Like you'll figure it out when you get old. At least they speak English.
Yeah.
You're not
It's
going
not like I'm
to-
moving to like Japan.
Yeah. It's like at least they speak English and they're culturally kind of similar.
And it's like, yeah, they might fucking hate me, but it's like, it doesn't matter.
They're
Like,
not going to hate you because you're brown.
that's facts. I'm not white.
When you're white and American, they don't like that.
They think you're stupid when you're white, and
If you're a minority, they know you're oppressed.
they're like, oh, fuck.
You're like, hey, dude, sorry.
It's like, oh, man,
like,
I
thanks,
feel
dude.
for you.
Every time, even when I was in England, they was like, man, it's fucked up how they treat y'all over there. I'd be like, hey, man, tell me about it.
It is what it is, man. But
and he's talking to me as I'm wearing the uniform of the country. I'm like,
but
fuck,
it's
I
like,
need a job, nigga.
I remember being so into like being part of that UK culture that I wanted a pair of all black Stan Smiths.
I don't even know what that is.
They're an Adidas shoe. They're like shell toes, but there is a type of Adidas. Look up all black Stan Smith Adidas. I wanted a pair, and I literally wanted a pair just to go to the UK because that's such a UK shoe to me. It gives off such UK vibes.
Oh, God.
What?
They're like kids, dude.
Let me see. They look like, I don't know what it is. I wanted to buy a pair of those and
you
go.
really were into the UK.
I was like,
I don't like a lot of their stuff.
They're
so dry.
They're very different.
They're dry to me. They're so sophisticated because they've been around longer.
Like
than us.
like UK street, the UK street scene is so like forced to me. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
Hey, bruv.
yo, what the fuck? It was like, you got socialism.
Chit chat ting.
If you get stabbed or shot, you'll be okay because you can go to the hospital.
And it's like, you got universal healthcare, dude. Like, you're not oppressed on shit, kind
Yeah.
of thing. But it's,
You live underneath the EU. Like, you have protections.
but it's like,
You get taxed to hell,
I
but
wanted to do like just fucking live there for like a month, just to because that's a
you can still do that.
yeah. Like now,
Well, no, actually, no, you can't.
I was 19, or no, I wasn't. Fuck that. I was like 17 when I wanted to do that,
I told you leave after you graduated.
and I was like, I could fucking do that and just live there for like a month, and that'd be fucking
You just
sick.
be like, I need a job now. Somebody, you go work at a fucking KFC over there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, now if I were to leave tomorrow, I'd be like, I can apply at a Chipotle or I can apply at a fucking Target.
In England.
And then that's what I'll do for a month and then dip. But
And they'll probably love you. Like, you're from America? You know how this really supposed to work then.
this whole capitalism shit.
Yeah, we don't understand that
Like,
shit.
what the fuck is Mexican food?
Like, did you know, I've seen socialism. What I've seen with socialism, people seem kind of boring. Because it's based off of the fact that all of you have the same. So like I like equate it to like our stories. I always look at things like, how can I talk to somebody? Like if you're
that has like not even like perpendicular like story to you, like not even
like they're all
remotely similar.
Most of their I would like assume most of their roots are the same. Out here, it's not like that in America.
Like if you were to go to the UK, it would be like even to like a systemic level, you are not the same. Like there's no way to relate to this person.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I never thought about that.
It's like they're
like generational shit.
Yes.
Like I guess that's what
generationally it is.
I guess that's what culture
so
is.
So different. I'm not saying like people don't go through shit. Everybody goes through shit. We're human beings, and you're under the control of a government. You're gonna go through something. When you got humans running humans, you're gonna have that.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that they've been around so long. It's their not that socialism makes you boring, but you know you're
like,
going to get something.
It's almost like
you know you're going to get it.
You know, that's true. Like it's like, you know how there's that whole thing where it's like you got to struggle to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
That's America. That's an American.
That's how we think.
That's an American thing. Like 2 Chainz said, if it wasn't for the struggle, then I wouldn't be me. And it's like that's such the working class American.
Because there's at some point, if you and people talk about it like capitalism doesn't work. It's like, it's not that it doesn't work. It's a lot of you guys just don't want to play the fucking game.
Yeah, it's like
sometimes you have to be the person that plays the game in order to change it. Like, you have to be the person that knows how to play Monopoly if you're gonna be the person who's the cashier next time. If you can't be the cashier if you don't know how to play Monopoly.
It's like the whole shit about those people like, oh, they want to take our guns. They're a fucking communist. It's like, whoa, we're not saying communism.
Somebody has already. These people don't know science. We don't have the resources to go and take everybody's guns.
There's too many.
There's too many out there.
There's like even
the
if
average American household has 3 guns in it.
Even if we made a law that said guns are illegal, there would still be fucking guns.
Because they make so much money off of guns. Why would they try to take them
That's
from
like
you?
I'm surprised they legalized marijuana. Because it's like, or not surprised, but it's like the government is going to find a way to make that a government thing.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I actually was in the dispensary today. I waited in line. You know, it's been recreational.
Like officially here?
Yeah, it's officially, you can go to a dispensary with your
and you're like, hey, what's up, dude?
And they're like, come on in. You check in.
What do you have to be 21?
Mm-hmm. It's really
That's how it always should have been.
No, I think it should have been that way from the get-go
because
it would have made this transition time. Because, like, I say this, there's, like, let's be honest. I need it because because I have mental issues, but there's people who have, like, gout in their
I just
feet.
want to watch a movie.
They just have gout in their feet or they have, like, bad knees and stuff. And I stood in line for 45 minutes today. And I've never done that because there's just everything's on these new and then the dispensaries are being bought out by these corporate.
Yeah, that's what I expected.
So every time I see that dude in the suit walking around, I just be like, I don't fucking like you, dude.
Yeah,
I can just you made this place not what it used to be. And
you made this shit not fun.
Yeah, like this shit is all like corporate now. It's like now you got the Reefer Madness brand is in. Before it was just like some like local shit, and now it's like the same stuff that's in Mint, which is in the same stuff that's in Cure. It's all the same people.
Like it used to be like not even like you like. I mean, I wasn't old enough, but like to the point where it was like you're at a party and the drug dealer's like, "Oh, let's go to my car." Like that kind of like where the fucking magic happened.
Yes,
like
you're excited.
You're like, "Fuck."
Even when I first got my,
we're going to the car.
But even a medical card that brought with it some level of like distancing of like people who
there's like
kind of want to smoke,
like not the people who are like, oh, I want to get high, watch a movie, like me, and then there's people who are like, oh no, I have fucking PTSD,
or like I have extreme anxiety, or I can't sleep, or
I have trouble eating, so I need to get high to get hungry.
Exactly. And those are real so when you get recreational, I know that it's a growing pain. I'm just complaining right now because it's taking long. But it is, I do hate turning around and seeing the old person standing in line for
like an old white
dude. Minutes.
The old white dude where a year ago he was talking about fuck this shit.
And then they're doing this in the middle of coronavirus.
Yeah.
So they're still trying to do those protocols, so it's even more annoying now.
It's insane. Dude, it's like, why the fuck are they making all these wild decisions in the middle of a pandemic?
It's like you should have just been like, hey, man, this year we just going to put it off the docket. We not doing the whole...
Let's do this shit when this shit is over.
Yeah, because now it is... Even when the coronavirus first started and I did like a run on the bank type situation, I went and bought so much weed. I bought like 2 ounces of weed. I used my whole allotment.
Like that's all you're allowed, right?
It's 2.5 ounces every 14 days. And I said,
fuck,
give me all of my allotment right now. Because I said, I don't know if y'all going to get... She said, honestly, we don't know if we're going to get... They actually did get shut down for about 2 weeks.
What is it?
Dispensaries?
Yeah. Wait, any dispensary?
All of them. When coronavirus first started, they shut them down for like 2 weeks. Remember, I don't know if you remember them shutting everything down like hardcore in the country.
For like 2 weeks. Here, for 2 weeks. Yeah.
Here it was like
we were the last state to lock down and the first state to open up.
And people talk shit.
Fucking Doug
I'm just
Ducey.
gonna let you know, I still have not had coronavirus.
I haven't. That shit's not real.
And I'm not saying, and you have uncles who have died.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's real.
So it's real. Yeah. But
I shouldn't joke about that.
We all spoke
I
about.
lost 2 uncles.
You lost 2 and a cousin.
Yeah.
to that. You know what I'm saying? I just had a buddy. He lost his, I guess, mother-in-law essentially.
Yeah.
But she was 80 something. Your uncles did not take care of themselves.
No, dude. No, not at all.
Like I want to speak about let's cut the shit, guys.
Like, hey, let's lock down for like a month. No one go anywhere. No, everyone gets a stimmy.
My sister said the same thing. She said everybody's like, this would have been over. I was like, it would have slowed the spread. Like, I wish you would have did the shutdown for 8 weeks thing at the beginning.
Give everyone $1,000 a week for 4 weeks.
For 4 weeks.
And don't let them leave the house. For 4 weeks, you don't have to do shit, and you're getting $1,000. And every adult is getting $1,000.
And it's not that you're going to get. It's not that you're going to get in trouble. Like you can go outside, but there's literally nothing open. You're just going to be outside.
Like, not like almost like not even just essential shit is open. Like even that shit is closed.
Make that shit shut down.
Like a McDonald's, close that shit. A grocery store, open it, but like.
Set up some kind of system where you can deliver groceries.
Yeah, like the fucking, what is it, Instacart?
Yes.
Like, do that.
Give some federal mandates. Hey, Instacart, we're going to cover
fucking half of Amazon. They rule the world. Like, why can't they come up with
We're going to cover half of all Instacart bills.
And it's like, help, like, if people want to do that, we have to come together.
Because people get scared. People get scared with, people get scared. Oh, I see what I had to do. I messed up. I'll fix that afterwards.
Oh, we're good.
I have to.
People get scared. What?
It says it right here. I have to fix that after. People get scared when you start trying to implement social programs because they think it harkens too much to communism. Because you got to imagine, in their head,
that makes me mad, dude.
It makes me mad, but I'm gonna tell you exactly what they envision when you say stuff like that. What they see is Gestapo style. Cops saying in the street, telling you can't leave your house. Hey, you car with the sticker, you can come this way. I get what they're saying. They're
like, oh, it's just the government trying to see what they could get away with.
Because I am a firm believer, once you do give the government a taste of that type of power,
they could get pretty dangerous.
They know what can trigger us to let them do that. So there is a level of me that was like, I'm glad Trump didn't do anything. But that's the most American thing you can do is to let us just fucking do what the fuck we're gonna do.
But like natural selection type shit.
Yes.
But people are fucking dying.
But there's a social responsibility to be. Yeah. It's about your countrymen. Do you care about your countrymen? And now that's why I told people, I said, well, maybe we need to stop pushing so hard for being Americans and have more pride in your state.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be proud of being from. Because each state in its own right is its own country.
And that's what Trump did, was like, do your own thing.
I'm not mad at him for that.
I'm letting the government do their, or the governor.
Your governor is going to handle it. And guess what? A lot of governors got exposed.
What's his name?
From
New York?
De Blasio?
Yeah, some shit.
Yeah, I think it's De Blasio is the governor.
The Italian dude.
Yeah.
And
you know his name is
Doug
De Blasio?
That's
not his real name. His name is William or some shit like that.
The fuck?
Yeah. He took his mom's name.
What a bitch.
Exactly. And he lied about the numbers on the COVID.
Oh, yeah. The New York dude, yeah.
He brought it about 50%.
Because he didn't want Trump to come and check.
He didn't want the government to come and
check.
Yeah. Trump didn't give a
shit. Or
that
he didn't want the federales.
Because he was doing some illegal ass shit. And people were saying that. I have friends in New York, they were saying that. They were like, yeah, he's doing something like... Dude, people... New York is still shut down?
Really?
Like, a lot of businesses still aren't open.
That sucks.
Most of New York is empty right now.
Dude, Arizona is like almost as bad as Florida.
Arizona is booming right now.
Like, everything is to be honest,
I can't buy a house here.
We've only been locked down for 2 weeks. Or we were only locked down for 2 weeks. But it didn't really change. Like, this pandemic hasn't changed.
As long as you allowed me to go to Amanda went to the grocery store by her. She would do quick trips.
Yeah.
She would do like military style trips. I'm like, get enough for the week. Don't do a whole thing.
Yeah.
And plus, they weren't letting people do that anyway because everybody was going crazy.
Yeah.
So
like toilet paper and shit.
Yeah, they were like, I was like, get in and get out.
Like, apparently toilet paper
when it first popped off, I was like on full lockdown mode. I was like, this is the end of the
fuck
world.
No.
I was like, this is the end of the world. This is the pandemic I've been waiting for my whole
The
life.
whole time it's cool being a teenager in the middle of this. I was like, hey, this shit is going down. Like this shit is happening.
This
like
is really happening.
I was like, this has to be crazy for the people in my age group from like ages 18 to 21. Like it had to be
People not graduating.
It's
People
like-
not knowing they're gonna finish high school.
It's like, yo, I'm in college, but like, hey, like I'm chilling.
Like I'm in college right now, and I have there was so much uncertainty. That's what scared everybody.
Mm-hmm. Like
Your-
no one knew
Your
shit.
school just shut down. They were like, "Yeah, we don't know when we're coming back."
Once, like, to be honest, this is gonna sound weird, but like once the NBA season canceled, I was like, oh fuck.
Once professional sports started getting canceled, once you start dealing with money, when they start saying they're shutting down Wall Street today, I'm like, oh,
I was like,
this
is real.
bad.
Yeah. I was
Like you shut down Wall. Like there was a day where Wall Street didn't trade.
That's insane. It was like
terrifying.
I remember that being all over the news of like there was no activity in the stock market.
That was terrifying. I was like, this is end of world stuff right now. When you say that the world stopped moving money,
That's
the world
Like,
stopped
that's-
moving money. As a collective, they all decided this is not
we
today.
don't know. Like I feel they just did that because we don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. Like
They were.
That's how
preparing
bad it was to
themselves.
that
They
extent.
were preparing themselves. They were like, how rich people were preparing themselves on how are they going to get through this? Did they have to go to their secret bunker?
That's crazy. That I forgot that happened. That the stock market.
Let's wrap this shit up.
All right. So that's episode 1.
Well, none of this really matters.
Fucking sick. Definitely I enjoyed you talking, but probably next time less because the people are going to think it's I mean it really is both of us talking.
Yeah,
But-
that's why I don't want them to think that I'm a part of the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm a part of it, but I'm not.
But
a part
not
of
this
it.
big. But I
Yeah.
needed this to get comfortable.
yes, absolutely.
But yeah, that's the first episode
I'm definitely talking less next time. That's exhausting
for sure. That my throat is extremely dry.
Yeah, and I've been smoking not the whole time, but I have enough.
A good amount.
Yeah.
But that's a wrap.
Yep.
Peace. Dude, for a second, I forgot. And because it wasn't until like I stopped playing with it, or once I stopped, I was like, or I moved around, I was like, oh, that was fun.
It was.
I mean, it's not any different.
You gotta have Chris. Maybe we should do brothers in the brother.
Probably what it should.
Maybe we should do that.
Or what if we did?